Lads, 2025 is here. By the time this episode drops, it's still December 30th. It's December 30th right now in 2024. So hello from the past. Hello from the year before. Let us know what 2025 is like down in the comments. But lads, it's a new year, new us. How we feeling?
We're feeling a first full year of our pod because we started in March, so it was not a first full year.
Yep.
And the goals are bigger, better,
Yeah.
and larger.
That's right. And speaking of goals, we did just hit our goal. You guys smashed it. We hit 4,000 subscribers just the other day with only a few days to spare.
Yeah.
So I'm going to thank all of y'all again. Y'all are the best. The love and support has meant the world to all of us. And we just want to keep this growing, keep things moving along. And we're going to set a new goal. And I'll let Gio tell us what that goal is.
Yeah, so that goal is going to be, we want to get to 5K subs by March, which would mark our 1-year anniversary.
Yeah.
So that would be outstanding if we can do that.
Would be amazing.
Is
Yeah.
it 5K our Discord server launch?
Yes, at 5K, we're going to be launching a Discord server. So once we get there,
We hope everybody joins.
yes. So obviously, when that happens, we'll do a big push for all of that, and we'll put the links down in the description. It's going to be fun.
I can't wait to meet Kevin Durant's burner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, if that's...
we could also probably do some calls in Discord to meet some of you guys and give us some of ideas that you want to see from us, hopefully, if that plans to work out fairly well.
We could. We'll have to work around
have to
that. We'll have to
see.
gain some trust from people.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
then we're also getting closer and closer to monetization, which means live stream soon. So once we figure out what to do with that, we'll be streaming simultaneously on various platforms like YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all of that stuff.
Wait, I have one thing to say, though.
Yeah.
And then this is for all of us. Like, I think that we all should answer a personal question just so people can get to know us like a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I think we should say at least one goal that we have for the year, a personal goal
Personal goal?
for the year of 2025. Like, we can just go around.
Should we each do one personal, one
Yeah.
pod?
Yeah, we can do one pod, one personal.
All right.
That'll be good.
Who wants to go first?
Oh, okay. I'll start it off.
Good.
All right.
I think for me, I want to eat better and get back and work out more consistently. That's something I've been lacking
Yo,
recently.
I'm telling you, Anthony.
And I want to get back on that because I used to be in the gym pretty much a good amount of the time in college. And that's kind of been down because when you work, the gym is far. When you're at school, the gym's only like a hop, a skip, and away.
Yeah. It's a lot more convenient then.
Yeah.
So it's out of the way now, but you're going to get back to it.
Yeah, I need to.
Love that.
And
I'm
then-
telling you, you're going to have an insane glow up. It's already starting. The beard is coming in.
Yes, I
Like,
look
your glow up
completely
is insane.
different.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a beard. If you see the thumbnails, you'll see me not clean shaven anymore. You'll
Yeah.
see actually shadow.
Yeah, you're gonna be in the next thumbnail.
Yeah,
So
you'll see shadow.
Guys, comment down below how do you guys like the beard. I
They
think
can
it's
see a
great.
good amount. They got to see more once it gets like
It's
pretty good length.
Yeah.
yeah.
Pod goal, I think definitely monetization if that creeps up closer. And
Yeah.
I have a good one. Merchandise.
Oh.
Yes.
I like
Would definitely love to get some merch. We definitely have some good ideas for that.
Yeah.
Once we're able to do kind of all that stuff, we'll have our Discord server as like a main hub, links to everything of that nature, and we can use our description, everything like that.
Yeah.
I definitely kind of agree with him as far as personal goal, just live a better lifestyle.
Right.
You'll just feel better if
Yeah.
you're, healthier and going to the gym and all that stuff.
Yeah.
For me, goal, I need to get a job, bro.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
I need to get a full-time job. I've been out of school now for a year and a half.
Right. The pod has been the job pretty much.
Basically, I've been editing every day.
Yeah.
So, but obviously that brings in $0 as of right now.
As of now.
So, but we still keep it going, and I'll still do it regardless of whether I have a full-time job or not. And as far as a pod goal, I really don't know, to be honest with you. I think a pod goal that I want to set for us is to have a short get 500,000 views.
Ooh, I like that.
If we can get a short
Yeah.
that gets 500,000 views, I wanted to go for 1 mil, but so far our highest is 146K. So
Right.
I think 500,000 is a decent goal for us to
Yeah.
set. It's a bit ambitious, but I think we can do it.
I think we can do it this year.
We just need the right
like that.
idea.
I like that.
We're waiting
yeah,
for our
I
time.
think,
Yeah.
So
All it takes, I feel like once we hit monetization, that's more doable.
exactly. Also, another goal for the Nets to get Cooper Flag.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's an important one.
Okay.
And for the Knicks to crash out in the first round, that'd be
That is
awesome.
insane.
So-
All right, now you're wishing on somebody's downfall. That's crazy.
All right, what about you,
See.
Gio?
That's crazy. All right, for me, my personal goal, kind of the same as you guys, it's going to be my own physical fitness, my own health in terms of what I'm eating, what I'm putting in my body. It's huge for me.
Yeah.
I need to eat better. No more Chick-fil-A before podcasts. No more. I'm done, guys.
No.
All right, done.
Bad boy.
Yeah, so it's just eating healthier. I'm cutting out dairy. I'm cutting out sugar. Yes, I'm going to be a much
Dairy.
better. Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough.
Dairy's tough for me to
Bro,
cut
I'm
out.
telling you, I love ice cream, cheese, all that
Milk,
stuff.
yeah, that's
no more for me.
tough for me to cut
Cutting
out.
it.
I'm lactose intolerant, so I'm able to kinda
Okay,
do
so
it.
you're good. You're chilling,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, so
Okay.
even gluten and stuff like that. So I'm going to cut back on that stuff. And then in terms of my pod goal, I would say kind of along the same lines as you, but more so on the videos rather than the shorts.
Yes.
I want to have more consistent views on the videos.
Yeah.
I think there's good
Yeah.
content on there, and I think that another goal that we can put out is for us to be more engaged and excited to do recordings, because I'm not going to lie, at some points it does become a drag sometimes.
Yeah.
But I want to be more excited personally. I'm not speaking for you guys.
Right.
Personally. So that's another goal I have for the pod. So
So I think that just means get more sleep.
get more sleep. That's
Yeah.
another goal. Yeah.
We do. I mean, we're not burnt out, but there are times where we do feel a little burnout because I feel like every content creator goes through a type of burnout piece where they take a break. But for us, we don't think taking a break's really
It's not really helpful.
helpful for us in viewership wise.
Plus, I also think, like, I wouldn't say burnt out. I just think we get tired a lot
Yeah,
because obviously
we do.
you work a 9 to 5. You work like most of the week. It's
yeah.
like crazier hours. You're up really
Yeah.
early, and then I'm
Yeah.
obviously editing every day and all that stuff. So we're just tired. I don't think we're burnt out. 'Cause
No.
it's not like we don't want to record. We do want
No,
to
we do.
record.
we
Yeah.
like talking basketball.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So-
We
do.
Yeah, we just enjoy each other's company as well.
Yeah.
So, and it's a good thing that even when we're with each other outside of the studio, we're not always just talking pod.
No.
Which is also good. You know, even
Yeah.
if this becomes a business and a full-time thing,
Yeah.
we still need to have our personal lives and all that
sure.
stuff. So, and you guys get a glimpse of all that as well
Yeah.
through social media and everything. The last thing before we kind of get into the swing of things, because I thought this was really funny. So obviously you guys know last week, I don't know if y'all could tell, but I recorded the entire episode with 101 fever. I'm not going to lie. After I pressed stop recording, I don't remember a single thing what happened after that. What happened? I genuinely don't. The last thing I remember was pressing stop record.
Really?
And the next thing I remember, I was in my bed.
Seriously?
Yeah. I don't remember
Wow.
anything.
Dude.
I mean, I gave him the flash drive. He went home, and that was it. I don't remember his drive home.
Yeah.
I wasn't in with them.
I don't remember a damn thing.
I remember you being like
That's
completely out of
crazy.
it.
Yeah.
The fact that you recorded with 101 fever though, and you seemed like you were normal.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Oh, no, I was definitely
No,
not.
I don't think he was
But
normal.
no, you weren't normal because afterwards I noticed that a complete energy shift in you.
Yeah.
Because you just gave all the energy you had
Yeah.
into the episode, and
I mean, I've recorded feeling like under the weather, but not with the fever.
yeah, it's
So
that's next level.
I
bro.
know it's definitely not fun.
Yeah, we couldn't do this without you, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to be. Well, I guess if he ever was sick,
If any of us were sick where we are contagious,
Yeah.
that would be a challenge.
do
We'd
it.
have to.
Yeah,
the two
we
of us.
can't
If he
do
was
it.
sick, we'd have to record from home.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So interesting. But I mean, thankfully, I didn't get y'all sick, which
No.
is the big thing.
We're healthy.
We're
Yeah,
good.
God.
Starting to feel a little bit better now. So
Good.
I sound a little nasally, but
That's
it's normal.
no, you sound
So.
Sound
a
good.
lot better than last week.
Oh,
so.
absolutely. Yeah. Last week I was, I edited every short in bed. I was
Yeah, wow.
I was kind
That's
of vibing.
normal. Yeah.
So it is what it is. but-
Before we move on, today is actually a milestone, but it's not a big. It's an age milestone for somebody.
for LeBron.
It's LeBron's
James,
40th
yeah.
birthday today.
LeBron's 40. No, actually, I thought it was like his 85th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
LeBron turned 40, so he's officially reached
That's crazy.
the, I guess the, the height of his career. I think this is
He's
the
officially
40s. Yeah.
Unk still got it, bro.
Yeah,
Unk
I
still
think-
got it.
I've been calling him 40 for the past 3 years though.
I've been calling him 97 in like
Okay.
all our drafts.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, happy birthday to LeBron,
Uncle
even though
James.
it is January 1st by the time this episode drops.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. We're starting the year off with a fresh new episode, new vibe, new beard. So I guess what's
Yeah.
going on, everyone? Welcome to episode number 38 of the Floor Spacer podcast. Tyler Schwartz, Anthony Gavino, and Giovanni Squitieri coming at you from the studio once again. Yeah, lads, I mean, I would ask you how you're doing, but I already did that. So yeah, let's just kind of dive right in with what we got today. So obviously, because the NBA is the NBA, we have another injury to talk about. We're going to talk about a controversial coaching firing. We have a big trade involving a specific best team in a city. And then as well as my player spotlight is back. And then we're going to cover some of the Christmas games because they obviously is the biggest time of the year for the NBA, and a couple other games that had some stuff go down. So kind of the general stuff regarding that. So if you guys are new around here and you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. We just hit 4K, so obviously we're trying to get to 5K now. Hit the bell, that way you're notified every time we upload, which is every day, anywhere from 4 to 6 p.m., depending on how long it takes me to edit. If you're on Spotify audio platforms, be sure to give us 5 stars, leave a review, answer the polls. Follow our socials down in the description below. Get Gio to 1 million Twitter followers. It'll happen
Should be
one
you,
day.
bro.
No, it should be you.
You're verified,
It should
bro.
be you. No, but it should be you, though.
You're going to be verified soon.
I am. I've been verified for a month.
Oh, are you? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, then there you
Yeah,
go.
that's
Yeah,
what
bro,
happens.
that's
with
how I
Twitter,
know he's
bro,
not
yeah.
on Twitter, bro. It's crazy. It was what I tweeted about this like a month ago. Shout out my guy Will, because he was like, I kind of figured Gio's not on Twitter because I
shoot.
welcomed him to the team and he just never responded.
Oh my
crap.
God.
I'm sorry, Will, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, hit me up on Instagram, though. I'm on there, so
Yeah, follow at Gio_SQU
on IG.
on IG. It's
Get
the
me
same
to 1
as
million
Twitter.
followers on IG.
That'd
How
be
about
funny
that?
as hell, bro. Not
That'd
gonna
be
lie.
insane.
So yeah, lads, is there anything else we kind of missed? Anything else we need to cover before we kind of dive right in?
Let's go.
Oh.
Let's get into the first segment. All right, so I forgot to mention one thing in the intro. We hope you guys enjoyed the Christmas theme from last week. We actually have the New Year's theme up right now. It's some sort of like dark blackish, purplish blue with a gold. That's kind of like the New Year's colors.
Yeah.
I really cooked though with the Christmas ones last week.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Those
They
are
looked
really nice.
clean as.
Goat.
I wish I figured it out after I did the draft because I did the gradient style. It didn't look the greatest, but you know, it kind of is what it is. But you know, when in doubt, just blame Gio. So, anyways, let's get into the first segment. So, obviously, we have more injuries. I think Antoine, what do you call it? Like injuries around the association.
Yeah. Call it around
I
that.
like to call it injury part 1,000,005.
Yeah.
So I'll let Antoine kind of take the floor here. Let's not talk about the game too much because we're going to talk about it later. So,
Yeah.
what do we got?
It's only one injury this week, but pretty significant injury to one of the top 5 players in the association currently. Luka Doncic suffered a left calf strain in the Christmas game against Minnesota. He'll be reevaluated in a month or within a month from the injury. He did undergo an MRI. He does have a history of injuries to his left calf. He missed this season's whole training camp and preseason due to a calf contusion. And this injury will also most likely make him ineligible for MVP.
Oh, it will make him ineligible. 'Cause
It will.
You're missing a month at very least.
Okay.
So, and he's already missed 10 games this season, which means he can only miss 7 more.
66, you're right.
Yeah, because you need to play 65. Well, there's like a buffer period. Let's say you miss 18 games and you play in 64 of them. They'll give you, there's like a 5-game buffer.
Yeah.
But he's going to be way low, like below that. He might not even
Okay.
play 60 games this year.
And, yeah. So other awards as well, including MVP. So, you know, it's going to be Giannis and SGA for a 2-way MVP.
And Jokic.
Maybe in Jokic, yeah.
Jokic is the front
as well.
Jokic is still first in the ladder.
Is he actually?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
SGA's
SGA
the
is there.
betting. He's the betting favorite right now because
Yeah.
the Thunder are going to get the 1 seed. But
Yeah. I think Giannis will get bottom barrel because Milwaukee's being so kind of bad right now.
That sucks.
But yeah, Luka, of course, is always this is always a bad injury for the Mavericks team. You're losing your best player on the court, arguably one of the best players in the game right now. Kyrie's going to have more bulk load for him right now within a month. You're going to see more backup guard play from guys like Dinwiddie, Quentin Grimes.
Even Marshall will get some guard minutes.
Najee
probably.
Marshall, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We'll get into him later.
Nets legend Spencer Dinwiddie,
Yes,
by the way.
of course. And then, of course, the big guys have to step up. You know, we know Luka is a point guard, but he's pretty much a big man. He's higher
6'7".
6 foot.
I mean, he's 6'7", but he doesn't defend like it.
Yeah, I mean, you're losing a triple-double almost every game.
Yeah.
So they're going to be hurting. We'll see how they're pretty high up in the standings right now, I think, as well. I think they're the 4th or 5th seed.
Yeah, they've been cooking this year. Remember, they had like the 7-game win streak.
They did, and I predicted them to win the NBA Cup during that time, but they didn't. Right now, they're 4th. They're 20-12. They're 4th seed. They're kind of neck and neck with both LA teams and Houston and Memphis. OKC's kind of in their own tier right now.
Yeah, they're running away with it.
So yeah, what is this? Is this going to derail? They're 32 games in. Is this going to derail the next month for them? Could we see moves being made at the deadline for a certain guard? It doesn't have to be a star guard. It could be just someone to take up minutes that can produce for them. That's not Spencer Dinwiddie. Who could they look to get, etc. Depending if Luka does come back far more later than that 1 month.
Right.
What do you guys think?
I don't necessarily think they're going to make moves regardless. I know they were looking at guys like, Kuzma. They were looking at Wiggins last year. I don't know necessarily what they want to get this year. As far as your other question was is this injury going to derail them?
The Mavs.
You want my honest answer? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Not
I
a
agree.
chance. I have the stats right here. The Mavericks typically perform very well without Luka Doncic, just like the Grizzlies without Ja Morant a few years ago. This year, they're already in the 10 games he's missed. They're 7-3.
Wow.
Luka this season, his on-off numbers, he's -5 in expected wins when he's on the floor, which means they're better when he's off the floor, which is total horse shit considering, he's a top 3 player in the league. But that's the 41st percentile. Guys like Jokic are at like +60 wins right now because his value's there. But that just goes to show that the Mavs and Nico Harrison has done a good job of building a team around Luka, that if whenever he's out,
Right.
they can still win games. And
Right.
it helps when you have 2 Hall of Famers in Kyrie and in Klay Thompson. So it helps.
Yeah.
Luka, like as you said, the calf injury, you saw the giant ass like brace and tape he was wearing during the Christmas Day game. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But this season he's averaging 28, 8, and 8. Like incredible numbers.
Yeah.
We also do want to send our well wishes to Luka. His house was burglarized the other night.
What?
So
Yeah.
they said $30,000 worth of stuff was stolen.
Yeah.
Insane.
So this is like the 5th NBA player this season that it's happened to.
Really?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just got to stop.
Wait, this is his house in Dallas?
Yeah, his house in Dallas.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
very unfortunate. But yeah, no, I think the Mavs will be fine. Will they drop a couple games? Yeah, but I think they'll be over 500 in the games where he
agree.
misses.
Okay.
I agree completely, Tyler. I think I feel like you've mentioned this before in the past too, to where it's like whenever Luka's not playing, the Mavs are still the Mavs. Like they're still good.
Yeah.
And sometimes even better. So yeah, I agree. I actually think they're going to be better. Gonna be honest.
I think Klay Thompson benefits the most from this because
Yeah.
he's going to get more shots.
Yep.
Like you said, Najee Marshall steps in probably into
Yeah.
small forward. You move Klay back to shooting guard because Luka kind of was that starting point guard.
Right.
So Klay to go off for a month, get his confidence back,
Exactly.
and then ride the rest of the season into the playoffs, hopefully with him. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
This might be great for the Mavs.
Yeah, I mean, we need Klay to get back to at least 75 to 80% of what he was in Golden State, and I think I will be fairly happy.
Where do you think he's at right now? Is he 50% of what he was?
I think he's a
40%?
little over half.
So he's like 55.
I don't even think you need 75%
I
of
don't-
Klay. I think what he's doing right now is exactly what you need.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
think he's gonna-
I need more
Well, he's
moments.
gonna need more. He's gonna
I need
need
more
to do more
moments
now.
But that's the thing. I feel like if you just have Klay do, if you don't, that's the mistake the Warriors made the past few years, and that's I think the mistake the Nuggets are making with Jamal Murray.
Okay.
When you come back from injury, especially the one he had the back-to-back ACL
Yeah.
and Achilles. He came back on a heater, and then he kind of fell away because those expectations were still so sky high.
Yeah.
Right.
That if you keep him to a role where you know he can just at least hold his own at the very worst,
Yeah.
I think that'll be fine. Lean on PJ Washington, lean on Kyrie
Yes.
Irving, lean on Derek Lively,
Marshall.
Najee Marshall.
Yep.
So I think don't make Klay do too much, because when you make Klay do much, you're going to get an 0 for 10 game. That's
Yeah.
kind of what it's like with him. You got to be
That's a good
strategic
point.
with him.
That's a good point.
It's sad. I mean, Klay and Steph should have retired together, but unfortunately, he went through this, and Golden State didn't want him back. But he's always a warrior at heart. We
think
know
they-
that.
yeah.
But
They did want him back. He didn't want to come back.
Yeah.
okay.
So, and I don't blame him, because he needed a change of scenery.
Now, when it comes to the Luka injury, though, this calf injury, what do you think it is? Is it because of a lack of conditioning?
No, I think he just does a lot on the court.
Or he's doing a lot?
I think it's both, to be honest. I don't think Luka's in the best of shape.
No, yeah,
Right.
I mean, you saw pictures from like his rookie year. He's gained a lot of weight.
Yes.
I don't think he's fat, but
I guarantee you, if he was like 15 pounds lighter, there wouldn't be a calf strain going on. Guarantee it.
Well, at the end of the day, you have guys like Jokic that are overweight, but he takes good care of himself.
Right.
So Jokic is in the gym every day. He's lifting after games.
Right.
So I don't know what
He's built different though.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, Jokic is like an anomaly at this point.
he
But
is.
I don't know what it is for Luka, but I think the build he has is not really suited for a point guard. So maybe he's doing more than he should.
Definitely.
But he also is not in great shape. I don't think he could be in a lot better shape. But I'll let you kind of get your PT bag here.
Yeah, I
'cause-
mean, it's a calf strain, right?
yeah, but you know the risks and everything
Yeah.
like that. The viewers might not know, especially the new ones.
I'm not sure if it's like a high calf strain or if it's a low calf strain.
It looked high.
It looked high.
Based on where his brace was and where he was
Okay.
pointing at, it looked fairly high.
I mean, that goes into the whole posterior chain of the body. So that's calf, hamstrings, glutes. So like if any one of those muscles are weak, then he's gonna have to overcompensate on the calf. So if his hamstrings are weak, for example, hamstrings are super necessary for running, just like all your muscles, of course. But
Yeah.
in order to really spring into your next step, you need those hamstrings to be firing. They need to be strong. And so maybe if those are not as strong as they should be, your calf ends up getting a lot of the work as well, because the higher part of your calf muscle or your gastroc muscle goes into where the hamstrings connect into the knee.
Yeah.
And so you're getting an overlap. So the calf not only helps to flex the foot, but it helps to flex the knee as well, the calf.
So the calf's like the load bearing.
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
probably what's going on is he needs to strengthen his hamstrings. So if from a PT approach, it's probably what they should be doing, strengthening his hamstrings, doing RDLs, deadlifts, stuff like that. That would help him with that.
Mav should hire you, bro.
Hey,
They
I'm
should.
here.
Yeah, they should.
I'm here.
But look, I think with Luka, I think if the Mavericks keep playing well without him, he could take as much time as he needs to not rush himself back. Because if you rush yourself back, you're going to get hurt again. And typically, if you rush yourself back, you're never 100% for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And that leads to other stuff like, you got to take even more time off and then you can't get in shape for the offseason, or you have to have surgery, God forbid.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of risks that go into calf injuries specifically. I just find it crazy how these guys miss so much time with calf strains, and Jamal Murray played an entire playoff series with one. Crazy.
Yeah.
I still don't know how he did that.
Yeah. I wonder what that feels like. I've never felt that before.
Yeah, I don't know. Just like
Yeah.
when Harden played with the hamstring strain.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did it, man.
It's not easy.
It's insane. But any other final thoughts regarding Luka Doncic? Obviously, we wish him the best speedy recovery. We hope he can get his belongings back as well.
Yes.
We don't know. We don't know what happened after
Yeah.
the fact. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But any other final thoughts?
He just became a father as well. So congratulations to him. He had a daughter.
Yep. Congrats to Luka.
So he's going through good times and somewhat not good times.
Right.
But you could always replace things at home. But if it's valuable, it's
Yeah.
quite impossible
Exactly. Yeah.
to see what happens.
So we wish bro the best, and let's get into the next segment.
Yeah. All right. We're going to transition into a different news segment. This is the first head coach firing of the season so far. We're hoping this is probably the only one, but never say never with the association. So the Sacramento Kings unfortunately had to fire Mike Brown this past week. Just really shocking to a lot of people, including the players of the Kings, De'Aaron Fox. A lot of reports have come out with this firing all over the league, from Michael Malone's press conference about Mike Brown saying that he should still be there and he deserves a head coaching job, which I think he does. I think the Kings were not his correct spot because of a lot of things going on in their front office, but we later found out that the Kings did not want to fire Mike Brown internally. They wanted to keep him. Something happened where they just had to decide to move on. I think the 6-game losing streak did not help his case either. But the Kings did try to improve the roster before firing Mike Brown. They reached out for Kuzma, Zach LaVine, and a whole bunch of other guys to improve their team, and nothing really fizzled in, and it kind of fizzled all out. So Mike Brown now is on the head coaching block for someone who could bring him in as a replacement for whoever decides to fire the head coach midseason or during the offseason. And then this is a quite interesting tidbit. Now Nets head coach Jordi Fernandez, if he was still in Sacramento, would have been probably next in line to replace Mike Brown. But the Nets pried him at the right time, and now Doug Christie is taking over for Mike Brown, who is the assistant coach for them, top assistant that took over for Jordy.
Thank God we hired him when we did. I don't if the leash was that short on Mike Brown, I'm surprised they let him go.
Right.
Like, man, we got very lucky.
So yeah,
Wait, I have a question though, because you said that the Kings didn't really want to fire him. So why did they fire him?
I didn't read the full article, but they did not want to fire him. They kind of came to, I guess, a consensus that
They felt forced to. Like there was no results, so we have to do it. But they didn't really want to do it.
I mean, I could find the article.
Maybe they were torn. There was like half of them wanted to, half of them didn't.
There's really no behavioral patterns for the Kings.
Yeah.
Because they're a dumb franchise that makes dumb decisions. And this just adds on to the list. Like, I don't understand. Like, what other coach out there is better than Mike Brown?
Yeah.
Bro has won 4 championships and got this team out of the playoff drought. It was the longest playoff drought in NBA history. Led them to 2 winning seasons. 2 winning seasons. The Kings haven't had a winning season before that since like we were growing up as like babies.
Right.
So I'm sorry to cut you off. I want to add to his point. So Ramona Shelburne said that that they asked him if there were moves to make with the roster to staff that might help. Nobody wanted to fire Mike, once King's source said. People here really cared about him until the very last moment they were trying to make it work. And then they inquired about Levine, Ingram, Cam Thomas, and Kyle Kuzma.
Oh, wow.
And now people are already speculating that De'Aaron Fox will request a trade before the trade deadline.
Wow.
So I don't know. We'll see. But back to Tyler because I interrupted him.
Yeah. This confused me because whether you wanted to fire him or not, you still did it. And I'm just a little perplexed by it, especially the way they did it. And this is what caused a lot of backlash because they lost the game to the Pistons, right? We all know Fox fouled Jaden Ivey and all that stuff. They had a full practice the next day or the day after. Then he spent almost half an hour talking with the media.
Yes.
Gathered all of his things, getting ready to go to LA for the road trip. And as he was in the car on the way to the airport, got the call from Monty McNair, broke the news, told him he was fired and everything like that. Michael Malone said no class, no balls. JB Bickerstaff also called them classless as well. Mike Malone was also fired by Monty McNair a decade ago in Sacramento. So obviously he's a guy that keeps receipts, holds grudges.
As a head coach?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was before he got the chance in Denver.
Didn't realize.
And they've been patient with him. Steve Kerr and Jordi Fernandez also expressed their dismay with the firing. Obviously, Jordy's not going to talk shit considering the Kings, were the only team he's coached for along as like an assistant coach.
Right.
Steve Kerr was Mike Brown was one of his assistants during the dynasty and everything like that's where all the rings came from. And yeah, it's bad. I don't like to mince words on this show because I think just being blunt kind of gets the point across the best. Now I'm sure that he's a nice guy, but Monty McNair is so bitch made for this. Like, this was the lamest, most obvious scapegoat. This is worse than anything the Lakers have done in their entire history. Like, this dude was the only unanimous coach in NBA history just a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And now he's out the door.
Yeah.
Like, it makes little to no sense. And let me read y'all a little fun statistic here. So outside of Mark Daigneault last year, let me read to you the past 7 Coach of the Year winners, right? So in 2017, Mike D'Antoni got fired in 2020, so only made it 2 seasons later. 2018, Dwayne Casey was literally fired that offseason.
Wow.
2019, Mike Budenholzer got fired in 2023. Would have been fired earlier had Giannis not injured Kyrie. 2020, Nick Nurse got fired last year. Tom Thibodeau's the only coach of the year over the last 7 years that still has a job. But even still, if the Knicks fizzle out, I could see him also getting fired this year too. 2022, Monty Williams got literally fired the next season. 2023, Mike Brown was just fired the other day. So this is becoming a cursed award. And I forgot who said this. I don't remember exactly. But when you win Coach of the Year, it's never the best team. It's always a team that comes out of nowhere and improves drastically. And when this happens, you get unreal expectations because you overachieved the year prior. And then you never meet those expectations again, and then you get fired.
Interesting.
So that's why I respect teams like the Warriors and the Nuggets for sticking with their coaches for as long as they did. because in most situations, Steve Kerr would have been fired in 2020. Michael Malone would have been fired before even getting a chance with Jokic in his peak. And at the end of the day, it's just bad. And I think this is a decision that should get Monty McNair fired at the end of the season.
Oh, wow.
Because not only did you fumble the best coach that you're going to find probably for the next 2 decades, but it's going to cost you De'Aaron Fox, it's going to cost you Domantas Sabonis, and it's going to cost you a lot of just potential to win now. And this just kind of adds to the long, long list of the Kings making Kings decisions because they do this all the time.
Yeah. I mean, Mike Brown, the Kings team is a pretty well-built team right now, starting-wise. They need some depth. Apparently, I'm reading right now, Mike Brown asked DeMar DeRozan to play off the bench.
I don't know. I don't know the
Ooh.
legitness of that because De'Aaron Fox tweeted later saying that all of that was bullshit.
Okay.
So I don't know if that was the truth or not.
But, Mike Brown did some good in Sacramento. Mike Brown rejuvenated Malik Monk's career. Sabonis and Fox have been doing phenomenal.
The Lakers did that.
Yeah, like
Monk did. I mean, but now he got his contract, $6 million a year.
They paid him.
Yeah.
But he resurrected his career in LA.
Yeah.
He really was good his entire
yeah,
career.
he was
Yeah.
he
But
got his shot in LA.
yeah,
Exactly.
they have a nice core to work with. But if they all want to leave now, it's going to be back to rebuilding for them. Gio, go ahead. What do you have?
No, I was just gonna say. I mean, I've been talking about this for a while. I'm coming from a different perspective than you guys. I think. How long has he been there? 3 years? 4?
His first season was when they got the 3 seed.
So when was that?
He literally
21.
This was his 3rd season.
Yeah,
Third
21.
season.
No, he's got there 23. 22, 23.
22. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is he literally
yes.
he didn't even make it 2.5 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 and a quarter is what he
the
got.
thing, I understand where you're coming from, where it's like give the coach a chance, like have them grow with the players or have them, grow as a coach, and maybe they'll get better as the years go on. But I don't know, like things weren't working. The team, there was talent on that team. Every year that he coached there, it seemed to get a little bit worse.
Right.
Right, and then. But at the same time, the GM is doing his job by getting in these players, right?
But did the GM do his job?
I would say yes, because here's the thing: as a GM, you think of players who to get, and then your coach has to sign off on that. Like, yeah, I can work at that player. You can pick him up, and then GM's like, all right, I'm gonna get him. That's how things work. That's the GM-coach relationship. The GM's doing his job. He's looking for people to get. The coach is like, all right, yeah, get him, don't get him. You know what I'm saying? I can work with this guy. I can't work with this guy.
Yeah.
So the GM did his job. Mike Brown didn't, in my opinion.
Right.
I think Mike Brown, I think he is a good coach. I genuinely do think that. But I think that his time in Sacramento is done. I don't like the way they got rid of him. That was unprofessional, like everyone else was saying.
Yeah.
It wasn't a cordial goodbye to Mike Brown, but I think I just don't think that in that time Mike Brown was the guy for the job. So
That's fair. I mean, the only thing I kind of disagree with is because the Kings were hesitant on even extending Mike Brown, which I'm really glad he got his money.
Yeah,
Because
he's getting
now
his
he's going to
money.
get paid for the next 3 to 4 years.
he's getting his money, and that's fine. Yeah.
The problem is I think there was a disconnect between Mike Brown and the Kings because Mike Brown is a very ambitious guy. He wants to move fast, get things good very quick. And that's what he did his first season there. Kind of elevated Fox's game a lot more than it was before.
Sure.
Sabonis has become a much better player since his days in Indiana. Harrison Barnes looked really good in Sacramento, and the first couple seasons of Keegan Murray were really good. You got good minutes just all across the board from Malik Monk, and Trey Lyles looked good.
Yep.
So I think you lose guys after each year, and you lose a big piece in Harrison Barnes, who's been a constant in that team for years.
Right.
And you replace him with a better player, but is it a better fit for that team? And that's where I think Monty McNair kind of screwed up.
Okay.
Because DeMar seemed like an impulse purchase, essentially, where I don't think he was necessary. He was the only guy available. The Kings fell asleep during free agency. They really did nothing. And you were left with DeMar DeRozan to kind of fill a void where Harrison Barnes was fine for the team. You didn't really need to get rid of him. I think the Kings were doing okay. And I think, you make the playoffs, he wins Coach of the Year. You have one little fallback year because the West got significantly better. Because keep in mind, that season, the East was the better conference.
Right.
So, the West gets stacked, teams move up.
Well, what if it was this? Look at it from this perspective.
Yeah.
The Kings see that the West has gotten outstanding, right?
Yeah.
And as they're declining a little bit, the West is getting better. So they're like, okay, Mike Brown would be better off coaching somewhere else. Bring his talents to another team because he's not going to be able to win with us. You know what I'm saying? So let us do a little rebuild. Let's get rid of Fox. Let's get rid of the other guy. Let us rebuild a little bit and start over again because this West right now, we can't win with the West. Maybe that was their mindset. What do you think?
It's hard to tell because they were outplaying the Warriors so early on in that series.
Yeah.
If Steph doesn't go nuclear in game 7, I think the Kings sail past the Lakers and probably bow out to Denver in the conference finals. So you're looking at a team that could have contended for a championship, and they went 48-34 that year. They only lost two. They lost 2 more games the year afterwards. So that's how much of a shift there was in the West. But that's because a lot of guys in the East moved over. So when Kevin Durant moves from the East to the West, he only was in the West for 15 games because he got hurt. So it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, obviously the Thunder rose up, the Wolves rose up, and the Kings kind of just they did what they needed to do. They just didn't win enough games. Right. They beat the Warriors in the play-in. Obviously the loss against New Orleans was bad, but I can't pin any of this on Mike Brown. I just can't because I think the front office let him down just because of the history of the Kings front office, their track record of just not doing enough and not putting their guys in right situations. And at the end of the day, if you're not going to sign anyone in free agency, then what are we actually doing here?
One more point, though.
Yeah.
For Mike Brown. The defense sucks in Sacramento for the past 3 years. As long as he's been there, the defense has been garbage, bottom tier defense. And what is defense? Defense is all coaching, right?
Yeah.
Offense, you got these talented players. They can go out and get buckets.
They were the number 1 offense in the league.
Number 1 offense. Great players, great scheme, but the defense is all coaching. The defense has been abysmal the past 3 years. That's another reason why maybe they decided to move on.
Well, here's my counterpoint. So last season, Indiana had by far the worst defense in the NBA. I mean, they were putrid in all ways around. Rick Carlisle got those boys locked in the playoffs, and they were clamping up everyone. The Kings never really got that chance because I thought they played really well against Golden State. It was a good first opportunity. You lose Malik Monk at the end of the season last year, and he didn't get to play. They lost 2 or 3 guys to injury, which is why they lost to New Orleans, evidently. And then look, this year you lose more guys. You bring in a player that's DeMar's not really the best defender that ever lived. And he's new. You're trying to adjust to the system and everything like that. So I understand why it's tough. And at the end of the day, that just kind of is what it is. And we'll never. The Sacramento's just. You were not on D&D, sir. I thought you checked.
He literally said if he was not or not.
I think it was off and he turned it back on.
It's possible.
Probably what happened.
But
anyways,
Sacramento's just going to be a what if at this point.
Yeah.
Because I see both sides. Because I could easily see this team competing, but at the end of the day. You said this last week. Fox really hasn't proved winning much. Sabonis has proven to be overrated at times. And, if Malik Monk is still going to be your bench player, you need other guys to step up. And at the end of the day, they didn't. So we'll never know.
Yeah.
But look, I'll close with this and I'll go to Antoine for some more final thoughts. Love Brian Keefe. I think he's a wonderful man. But Wizards, Mike Brown is available. Make the decision. Please. Mike Brown will turn Jordan Poole into a perennial all-star.
I agree with that. 100%.
Wow.
Absolutely.
100%. I'm not opposed to that at all. That young core needs an experienced head coach.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love Brian Keefe, but look, when Mike Brown is available, when the Ferrari's available for free, sometimes you just got to let the Camry go.
I'm not going to call him a Ferrari.
Well,
it's a Maserati.
Compared to Brian Keefe, he is a Ferrari.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah.
The Wizards look awful. They're playing the Knicks right now. They look awful.
Yeah.
The Kings have their front office from Hallie getting drafted to trading him. They don't know what they're doing. Yeah. If I'm being honest with you, DeMar was not the right signing at all for them. I agree with Tyler on that.
He's been injured, so it's hard to.
I don't think they could have gave that money elsewhere to maybe a Najee Marshall, who's same position, more defensive.
It's hard to play Monday. What do they call it? Monday morning quarterback.
Yes.
It's hard to do that. Like
It's like hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, though, we talked about this when they signed it. The fit, if it worked, was great.
Yeah.
But looking back on it now, I don't think getting a third All-Star was really the right choice.
Yeah.
Like we talked about with the Cat trade, depth over the star.
Yeah, they have good pieces. Their bench is kind of depleted. Trey Lyles looks like a great bench piece. Alex Len has been their backup center for, I think, 5 years going now.
Yeah.
They got to move on from him. Kevin Herter, ever since he left Atlanta, has kind of been a shell of himself.
Yeah.
He had that one good season.
One good contract.
He was in the most improved race for a long time, and then he just fell off a cliff.
Same thing with Keon Ellis.
Yeah.
No,
what's
he's
going on with Keon?
free my man Keon Ellis, bro. Free my man,
And
because he's just not getting minutes.
Yeah.
yeah,
Get him
and
to
then
Denver.
they're waiting for their lottery pick Devin Carr to come back from injury. So
Yeah.
it's a transition time for them. We'll see what happens with Fox at deadline time and
Right.
what they do. But now it's a murky water territory right now for them. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, knowing the Kings, they'll probably hire like Jock Vaughn or something.
I'm dead.
Like
Oof,
it looks like they might, but
it could be.
I don't know. We'll see. They're going to wait to see. More coaches will get fired.
Yeah.
But this does mean that all three of us are wrong that of our first coach firing.
Wait, who do we say?
I said
remember?
Chauncey Billups.
I said Billy Donovan.
I think I said Chauncey.
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
But we both were not high on Mike Brown in our coach rankings.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, at the end of the
We
day,
had him super high.
look, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I will stand on business. Mike Brown is one of the best coaches in the league.
Okay.
Just coached
Okay.
for a shit franchise.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I,
It is what
I
it is.
definitely agree with that Sacramento. I think that getting that coaching job is just you're going into a black hole. Just because I feel like they don't know what they're doing with their players specifically.
The fans don't deserve it.
And
The beam is lit at half.
yeah, the fans are so great. That first year was immaculate. They needed that, and then it just kind of took a nice
Nose
plummet down the roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Here's what it
So
is.
we'll see.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? Reminds me of like modern retail being at the prime of their game in like the early 2000s, and then Walmart and Amazon just kind of come in and
Yeah.
just takes them out, and they
Yeah.
just fall off a cliff.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah.
that's
So-
accurate.
So yeah, we obviously wish Mike Brown the best. Someone please get this man a job ASAP, ASAP please. And look, we'll see what happens. So, any final thoughts regarding the Kings? We'll talk about the Aaron Fox when the time comes, and let's get into the next segment.
All right, moving on to our next segment, which is gonna be more prevalent probably in the next month or so. Right now, it's kind of just boiling, fizzing. We have another notable trade that's not Thomas Bryant. Another Nets trade. They have 2 out of the 3 trades so far in the deadline season leading up to February 6th. So a little backstory. I think Saturday night there were reports coming out that there was a trade with the Nets and Grizzlies somewhat coming to a close for Dorian Finney-Smith going to Memphis and John Conchar, Luke Kennard, and I think a heavily protected first-round pick going back to the Nets.
Wow.
Nothing was really fizzling after that report came out. We woke up late Sunday morning, to the news that the Lakers have now acquired Dorian Finney-Smith out of nowhere from Shams, and this is a more favorable deal for Brooklyn, and you'll see why. So Dorian Finney-Smith and Shake Milton, Knicks legend, who should still be with us,
No, he's now Nets legend.
got sent to the Lakers for D'Angelo Russell on an expiring contract, of course. Maxwell Lewis and 3 second-round picks. So the Nets did favor the 3 second-round picks over the heavily protected first-round pick, which I now see why. They could have more leverage to use those picks to make trades in the future for higher picks instead of having a heavily protected first that could potentially not be in favor for what they want, because Memphis is pretty good coming up in the future. So
Yeah, because even though that pick would have conveyed, it's just so close to the second round.
Yeah.
Like, it really didn't matter.
Exactly.
Plus, I think Memphis wanted one of our own seconds, which we don't really need to get rid of right now.
yeah, so D'Lo, I think, is going to be a prime buyout candidate probably.
Nope.
No, you don't think so?
They already said there's no interest between the Nets and D'Angelo Russell. So either he's going to play the rest of the year out and then sign elsewhere,
Okay.
or in typical Nets fashion, he plays like an all-star again, and we trade him at the deadline.
That would be great. They could possibly move him for something, maybe just picks. Maxwell Lewis, don't really know much about him, but the Lakers add a really good 3-and-D bench piece. Redick said he would be playing off the bench for them, as well as Shake Milton. He'll probably take over for Gabe Vincent if he continues to struggle for them. But they get a very, very nice addition to their team that I think can make an immediate impact for them as they're in the 5th seed right now. And yeah, Redick gets his first move of the
The season.
trade season. We'll see if they do more, but what do we think of this trade? Is it a win-win for Brooklyn, LA? Should the Memphis trade have been a better thing for Brooklyn? Let's ask the Nets fan what trade he preferred.
Before I do, shout out Memphis, because, man, we saved them from hell twice. Because this team offered 2 first-round picks for Dorian Finney-Smith 2 years ago.
That's insane.
This team also offered 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges when he got traded to Brooklyn. Imagine trading Mikal Bridges for 5 first-round picks. Imagine. That's crazy. That's nuts. And to think he went for more than that is even more insane.
I'm dead.
But look, I understand the fact of the matter of getting a first from Memphis seems intriguing, and it almost makes it seem like, why didn't we accept it? But like I said, 3 second round picks, for some reason, the value skyrocketed over the years. And I think now, having 3 of them to kind of just play around with, we could easily make some moves for, guys that can help our tank and guys that can, get like contracts we can get off of. We can attach those second round picks if a guy's hard to move off of, like we had to do with Joe Harris and Patty Mills. So I understand why we didn't take the Grizzlies deal. The other thing too is D'Lo's on an expiring contract. John Conchar has 3 years left on his deal. I don't really want to take on that money. I see a lot of upside in Maxwell Lewis. He's a guy that really didn't have a spot on this Lakers team, and I think now he's going to be in a place to just play freely. I think Jordy Fernandez will have this kid playing really good basketball.
Okay.
Before I kind of get into the bare bones of the deal, let's just give a quick little shout out to Shake Milton.
Yeah.
That is how you play yourself out of a tank.
Yeah.
This man single-handedly ruined our tank this past week. I guarantee you the Nets had no intention on trading him. But because of what he did against the Bucks and because of what he did these past few games, he played himself out of Brooklyn. That's exactly what Dennis Schroeder did, and it just kind of, that's what it is. And credit to Shake Milton for doing that. But yeah, I love this deal for both sides.
Yeah.
I find it funny how D'Angelo Russell, just like, if you look at his career, drafted 2nd overall by the Lakers, got into the Nick Young drama, got traded to the Nets, then got traded to the Warriors for Kevin Durant, then got traded to the Wolves for Andrew Wiggins, then got back to the Lakers from in the Westbrook deal, then got back to the Nets yesterday, and he's still loading.
Wow.
Like, it's crazy. We did all that for a man that's still loading. In the great, big, beautiful 2025. Like,
that's in his Instagram bio, right?
Yeah.
Still loading?
Yeah.
He's still loading.
That's so funny.
So shout out Jay. But
Wait,
yeah.
why is that his nickname?
Because deloading is his, I don't know.
Like, I don't understand that.
D-Lo is his nickname.
It's D-Lo, but deloading's been
Deloading is the
deloading's
whole
his
thing.
social media.
Okay, that makes
handle.
a little bit of sense. Okay.
So, but yeah, so shout out D-Lo. But I love this deal for the Lakers, man. They didn't have to part with a first at all in this deal. Look, Dorian Finney-Smith is the only player this season to defend all 5 possessions for at least 15 half-court matchups per game. He's the ultimate just portability, right, on the defensive end.
Yeah.
And he's shooting like 45% from 3. Like, it's insane. And the Lakers,
Probably like a record.
Lakers
career
need
record
shooting. The Lakers need defense.
Yeah.
And I said this a few weeks ago, this is the perfect band to put next to LeBron James.
Yeah.
You can run bench lineups. You can run off the bench. Dorian Finney-Smith can play the 4. LeBron at the 3. It's all you really need, to be fair.
So wait, so Lakers get Shake Milton and DFS.
Yes.
Yeah.
This
They
is
get
really
both.
good.
Lakers, you're going to have to play Reeves at point guard now, which I'm
That's
not
fine.
really, it's not really a point guard, but
I'm
we'll see.
completely fine with Reeves. has looked
Or
good
Gabe
playing
Vincent
point
steps
guard.
in.
No, it's not going to happen. He's going to get traded.
Have you guys been watching Lakers basketball?
I have been.
Reeves been
Reeves has been looking pretty good.
He's been
at
good.
point.
But do you want him as a consistent point guard in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Or would you rather them trade for someone using Gabe Vincent and someone else?
It depends on what you're going to get, but I think Reeves is a damn good player.
That's fair. But I think he's a two guard though. Really where he thrives.
Good. Yeah.
And you're gonna play yourself at the two now, Max Christie.
Right.
So yeah, better suit up. Better get out there. But yeah, so as far as Dorian Finney-Smith goes, for every 100 possessions, the Nets scored over 11 more points with DFS on the floor, which is good for the 97th percentile.
Okay.
He's also in the top 2% as well in expected differential, expected wins, and effective field goal percentage. So he's just a net positive and always around when he was in Brooklyn. Shooting 43.5% behind the arc. If you guys know Basketball Index, his grades are A+ for perimeter ISO defending, ball screen navigations, and catch and shoot 3-point making.
Okay, that's huge.
It's huge for the Lakers, man.
That's huge. Yeah.
It's insane.
The Lakers' defense is already somewhat solid.
It's okay.
Because of AD.
Yeah,
But now you add this,
but AD's
Shake Milton and DFS?
AD's the only one that's willing in that starting lineup to defend
not anymore.
at a high level. Not anymore. Dorian said, but he's not going to start, so it's still technically the only one in the starting lineup.
I get it. But still, man, this is huge.
It's huge. It's big because the Lakers now have a guy that can do it all and is willing to do it all. He's a dog. And I'm really going to miss Bro now. Like, I'm not going to lie. I wanted him traded just because we need to get value back and all that stuff. But I saw the thank you post. I saw the video they posted. And I'm just like, bring him back. Like,
Oh, my goodness.
yeah.
What are you going to do? Waste his career
Yeah.
on the Nets?
Listen, when a player's there for multiple seasons, you get attached.
Okay.
And just like you with a lot of the Thunder guys probably going along with Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
you
not
get
Kevin
attached to
Durant,
these players.
Listen, I will say the Nets are cashing because right now Schroeder has been performing really bad in Golden State.
I mean, we all knew that wasn't the right fit for
We
him.
hope that this does not happen to DFS, and most importantly, Cam Johnson does not significantly decline after his breakout season this year if he gets moved.
Yeah.
So we know Cam Johnson is presumably next on a bigger deal from a different contender.
You never
probably
know.
from
He
the
might end up
West.
staying, though.
No, he won't.
No.
No shot.
His value is at sky high right now.
Yeah.
You're going to get 2 first-round picks back for Cam Johnson,
Okay.
which is so crazy considering that is such an overpay.
And-
And that's not even a third of what the Nets got for
Wait.
Mikal Bridges.
I already know who's going to give them the first round picks. So they're stacking first round picks. Who else is stacking first round picks right now?
The Thunder.
That's easy deal for Sam
Yo,
Presti to make.
we're there, bro. We are there. We're
That's
starting
an
off this year
easy
strong.
deal for Sam
So
Presti.
Cam to the Thunder.
I
And
think that's what's going to
you
happen.
move-
That's
you-
insane.
and Cam fits into. Can he play shooting guard?
He's a small
You
forward power
put
forward.
J Dub
play-
at shooting guard, right?
J-Dub's going to play the 2 most likely.
And you put Cam, Shed, Hartenstein. That's a pretty meaty lineup.
I think if the Thunder get Cam Johnson, it might just be over for the league at that point. It might be over.
Dirty.
That is a shooter that they need.
Yeah. But as far as the
They don't
Lakers
even
go,
need a shooter. They're fine.
I mean, this was about as good a deal for D'Lo as you could have gotten.
For sure.
Because both D'Lo and Dorian Finney-Smith had value 2 years ago, but they've kind of fizzled out to nothing. And I think trading them for each other is almost storybook at this point. Shake Milton, we'll see how much he plays. I don't really know. I think he's just kind of salary filler, but he can provide some good minutes at the point guard position.
Right,
I
he
think
can
he's
play.
definitely better than Gabe Vincent. I mean, that dude's been ass as
And he
of
can
late.
play good defense as well.
Yeah, he can. And we've seen him. He's kind of did his little tour across the I-95 from the Sixers to the Knicks to the Nets.
Yeah.
So it's
We have learned the Nets are fully embracing the tank right now. They're playing all their young guys, minus probably Ben Simmons and Bojan Bogdanovic, who could get moved as well. Going to come back from injury.
I keep forgetting he's there.
We'll
he hasn't
see.
played.
We know Nick Claxton's most likely going to stay.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay,
No.
we can move Nick Claxton.
Nick Claxton's eligible to be traded as of
So
January 15th.
we're gonna have a bunch of rookies and no names and Cam Thomas
Yeah.
Cam Thomas
around
could be
those
dropping
guys.
40 a night, baby.
and Ben Simmons just being there for
Look,
Just Ben.
Look, Ben Simmons actually has been playing pretty good basketball as of late.
Yeah.
In his last 10 games, I think he's averaging 10, 8, and 6
okay.
or something along those lines.
Good for Ben.
Yeah, I'm actually happy Ben's actually enjoying himself out there.
Reality's gonna set in once he gets the vet minimum this year from 40 mil to 2.5 mil.
If he keeps playing like this, he actually might get the MLE from someone next year, which will be 12 mil.
1 year deal I would do. Not
Absolutely.
multi-year deal.
No, I think because of when you're injury prone like Ben, you need years. So I think he'll probably take less for more years, like maybe a 2-year deal at $13 million.
Oh wow.
I think that could easily be done. We'll see what happens. I don't think the Nets have any intention on keeping him.
Yeah.
But
Listen.
But yeah, I if you want to know how much we're embracing the tank, I mean, we lost to the Magic yesterday. We scored 0 points in the final 7 minutes of the game.
Gosh.
And we lost by 1 point. So if we just made one shot, we would have won.
Listen.
That's insane.
One thing I love about basketball, my team right now is not young anymore, but I love watching young teams rebuild and seeing diamonds in the rough just blossom on teams that are not in the playoff race, because then eventually they will get into the playoff race down the line. So the Nets are a prime example of that right now, along with like the Wizards and like the Trailblazers.
Right.
But they're just entering that right now. So we're going to find some diamonds in the rough in their team that they're going to keep long term.
Okay. I like that.
So to close this segment, what would we grade the trade for both sides, for the Nets and for the Lakers? We'll start with you, Antoine.
I think both teams win. We just hope DFS does not decrease like Schroeder does.
He won't.
Would you grade it?
I think
This is a much better fit.
Lakers, definitely an A. You get DFS and Shake Milton. The Nets, you got 3 second-round picks. D'Lo's a filler. Max Lewis could be a nice pickup, I think, because he's going to get playing time. And you get off, DFS. You're embracing your trade deadline goals of moving from these guys.
Right. They both did what they wanted to do.
And you have one more to move. So Cam Johnson finishes that puzzle of the 3 guys you want to move, potentially maybe 4 with Claxton or
And
Bojan.
I think both of them.
But the 3 guys were Schroeder, DFS, and Cam. Those guys were too good for the tank. And now you move 2 out of 3. You got 1 more to move, and it's going to be the most valuable piece to move.
Yeah.
Wow.
There'll be a bidding war in February.
Or maybe before.
No, with Cam Johnson, half the league's interested. So we'll see who offers the best package, and that's the one we'll accept.
And
I'll agree with you. I'll give the Lakers an A minus for this, because obviously you trade a starter for a bench player, not ideal. For the Nets, I'll give it a B plus. I think we could have gotten a first for Dorian, but it is what it is.
Sure. I'll go A minus for both teams.
Both teams.
Yes.
Okay. Very, very fair.
We've had very fair trades so far. Nothing really has been overpay, underpay so far. We may see maybe towards the deadline when teams get over aggressive.
We'll get some of those,
and they overpay because other offers are coming in hot.
And there's no time left. And values skyrocket.
Coming soon.
The final thing, ceiling for the Lakers. Does this move the needle at all?
Right now they're 5th seed. Looking at the Mavs with Luka, they could probably move up to that 4th spot.
I agree with that.
I don't think they get any further.
Nothing huge, but something subtle,
Okay. I still think they're like a first or second round exit.
I think this more so helps in the playoffs.
We'll see.
So, yeah.
We shall see. Dorian Finney-Smith is just he's the same in the playoffs. He doesn't really get better or worse.
Yeah. Yeah, but what he does great is what there is required in the playoffs more so of, which is defense. So I think we'll see them get a little better in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
all right.
So yeah, let's move on to the next segment.
Let's roll.
All right, lads. After a 1 month, 2 month hiatus, however long it's been, we are back with my player spotlight, where I choose someone that's been quietly cooking or burning the kitchen down, and we talk about it. So this is a chance to either give someone some praise or call out someone for their BS. So English is very difficult. What I have these guys do is they get 3 questions to figure out who this player is by asking yes or no questions. And then we'll get into it. They each get 1 guess. So
so this is a player that has been playing either bad or good?
Yes.
Correct. So Antoine, I know you were talking about this prior. So what's your thought process right now?
I have a feeling it's a Suns player because the Suns have gone from 2nd seed to like bottom play-in.
Okay.
So I don't think it could be Durant. Durant's been playing pretty good.
Talk into the mic.
I don't think it's Durant. I could be either Beal or Booker. No, Booker's injured.
Yeah.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's not Beal, though.
Could be Beal.
No, it's not Beal.
Okay. I think that's
Ask him. Or so you want the first question?
ask him. It's a player in the Western.
No, I'm going to ask him first. Has this player been playing good?
Yes.
Okay, so we know it's a good player.
It's a good player.
So now what do you want to go with now?
You wanna
Who's
go
been
with-
playing good? Like, let me think about this.
Well, you could ask questions. Just narrow down and then
You want to go East or West team?
Go East.
Is this player in the East?
He is.
Okay.
Wait. I think I have a few guesses.
What do we do? Do we go division or do we go appearance?
I think I might call the card here and have you not look up players.
No, I'm not looking. I'm looking at teams.
Yeah, still don't look at teams.
You're allowed to.
Like I said, if you watch the NBA, you should know who's been playing good.
Okay, let me see.
Yeah, one more question.
One more question.
I have a feeling it's Jalen Johnson.
So you want me to ask if it's in the South, East?
Ask if the team has red in it. That knocks out a lot of teams.
Does the players' team have red in it?
They do.
Okay.
So now you each get a guess.
All right, go for Jalen Johnson.
All right,
I
so
think it's Jalen Johnson.
so you're guessing Jalen Johnson, Antoine?
Yeah, I'm going with Jalen Johnson.
What is your guess, sir?
Dude, I'm going to just say the same thing.
Wait. Go with Josh Giddey.
Josh Giddey?
Josh Giddey is incorrect.
Oh.
Jalen Johnson is also incorrect. So we're going to be talking about someone that has been playing very well for a while now this season and just quite frankly doesn't get any sort of credit, never gets talked about at all. We're going to talk about a former #1 overall pick. Let's talk about Cade Cunningham. Let's go.
Cade, yeah.
I adore this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he is amazing. And now that he finally has NBA players around him, he's cooking. He's absolutely cooking. This season, he's averaging 24 points, 7 rebounds, and 9.7 assists on 58% true shooting. He's second in the league in assists per game behind Trae Young, obviously, because he's just far ahead of everyone. In December alone, he averaged 26 points, 6 rebounds, and 11 assists. The only other player to average 25 and 10 in this month. And he also shot 43% from 3 in his last 10 games.
Wow.
Was named Eastern Conference Player of the Week. And the Pistons won 3 games in a row for the first time since 2019.
That's insane.
And in their last 6 games at the time of recording, they're 4-2. I mean, just last year, this team lost 28 games in a row and won, I believe, a year ago yesterday to snap that winning streak against the Raptors before they traded OG. So very, very crazy. Some more interesting stats about Cade Cunningham. This is his age 23 season. He's averaging more rebounds per game, more assists per game, more blocks per game, and is shooting better from 3-point range than the age 23 season of Kobe Bryant.
Okay. What does this mean?
Just means that bro's him.
Okay.
Just bro is cooking. This season alone, he has 16 double-doubles. Just got his 16th one yesterday, and he has 6 triple-doubles. It's not even January yet. Well, it is January by the time you're watching this, but did all of this up until December 29th. Cam Johnson 2 years ago said Cade Cunningham will easily be able to take control of games because big point guards are a huge luxury to have in this game. Said that on JJ Redick's podcast. And bro is absolutely correct. Yeah. And I find it funny that the two of them almost became teammates because Detroit made a run at Cam Johnson last year before trading for Joe Harris. And look, this man needs to be an all-star this season. I mean, in all honesty, he's been one of the best point guards in the Eastern Conference. Like, if he be like, you could easily call him an all-star starter. That's how good he's been playing.
Wow.
Putting up all-star numbers left and right.
Right.
The Pistons are actually watchable this season. They're actually really enjoyable to watch. They're good on all ways around. I mean, he makes the guys around him better. I mean, Tobias Harris has been playing good. Malik Beasley's on fire from 3. Jaden Ivey's been great.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole team is just cooking. And I think, look, this is the situation JB Bickerstaff needed to be in. A situation where you're at your rock bottom of your coaching career, that you need to go to a team at their rock bottom, and you both go up together. I think it's perfect. It's like the perfect situation. And because the NBA, we talked about this last week, they don't know how to market shit. The fact that no one knows how good Cade's playing is insane.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And I think he's far and away now the most underrated player in the league.
I mean, we know how good he's playing. We've been seeing the numbers because I look at box scores every night. So I see Cade's putting up almost triple-doubles, double-doubles in rebounds or assists. High numbers like Luka's numbers. So he's working. He definitely improved his all-around game. And Cade can definitely do that. And Bickerstaff's working them really good there. Working out all the young guys to get better. Ivy looks better. Cade, of course, looks better. Jalen Duren's looked better. Asor is back. He's looked pretty decent so far. Malik Beasley, a good vet that was on the Timberwolves.
Yeah, he was on the Timberwolves.
Malik Beasley was on the Wolves. He was in the Lakers. He was in the Bucks.
On the Nuggets as well, I think. Now he's in Detroit off the bench, but really putting up really good numbers.
Yeah, he's playing well.
Tobias looks, I guess, decent.
I guess.
You hate that man so
I
much,
hate
but
him.
he would help the
I
Knicks
hate
out.
him.
He'd help the amount of help he would help the Knicks out is insane.
But I'm happy this Detroit team is starting to turn the corner. Cade, of course, is the one that's making it happen because he is the focal point of the team. He's the one that gets the gears going for them, and everyone follows his lead. He's the star, and building around him is the key. And they started to do it. These young guys are starting to get better. Bickerstaff is doing a good job so far in his first year. We want to keep this steady going next year and keep pushing on the pedal because they need to be in the playoffs somewhat soon. If it's not this year, hopefully the year after, the year or so on and so forth. But it looks good. Cade looks phenomenal. We want him all to play really good. And this year is that breakout season for him. He could be most improved player. It's looking at it so far.
I would say he's probably the favorite right now.
Wow.
I would say he's one of them at least.
Yeah.
He should easily.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he had a good year last year. It's just the Pistons were a horror show.
Yeah, they're booty. Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Gio, on the play of Cade Cunningham?
Yeah. I mean, I always expected this from Cade. I always knew he had this kind of talent, But it's just a matter of, is the talent going to transfer into team success? Is it going to convert into wins?
Right.
And I think now we're starting to see that the Pistons get a little bit better. They're not where they want to be yet, but they're getting better. And to see that is actually exciting. I want to see the Pistons be good. We all want to see the Pistons be good.
We do.
And Cade, he's making players around him better, like to your point. And I think the coach, JB, very mediocre coach. But this is what he does. If you want to get a team that was from the bottom of the barrel team to just improve, he's your guy. Yeah. He will get you to be a mid team like that. And so I think it was a good hire for them. They'll be a mid team in no time.
I think they're better than mid right now, to be honest with you. They're in playing spot right now.
Okay. What's their record though?
I'm looking right now.
It's below.
I think they're 17 and 18.
Yeah,
bro, imagine telling a Pistons fan last year they'd be 17 and 18 by January, bro.
Yeah.
That's insane.
This is what JB does for you. Who gets you to being a mid team?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh no, they're 14 and 18.
Okay, but this time last year, I'm pretty sure they were like 2 and 31.
Yeah,
like that's insane.
Yeah.
Big improvements.
Big improvement.
Clap it up for JB, man.
JB, good job.
Well done, lad. But yeah, I think I've grown to like the Pistons a lot more because I think when a team is so bad and they just try, they exhaust all options. They've not done one thing. I don't think they've really put a wrong foot since firing Troy Weaver. I think they've done the right things. I think JB was the right hire for the situation they're in. Trajan Langdon's going to be a really good GM in a few years. And yeah, I mean, Cade right now is arguably already a top 20 player in the NBA.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see the Pistons on more nationally televised games.
NBA,
like, I need to see that.
Market your young stars.
Yeah, they
I don't know what else to
should
tell you. Like the answers are literally right in front of them. And
there's a bunch of young talent over there. Like, what are we doing, NBA?
Exactly.
What are we doing? This is what we used to do back in the days when we watched in like 2010 and 11 and 12 when we were watch OKC versus the Bulls with Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant against Derrick Rose, and these types of matchups, young talent. That's what the NBA wants to see. That's what the fans want to see.
That's what we need.
So we have to have that.
This is what we want.
Yes.
We want to see the rising stars get their shine.
Yeah.
And the fact that it took them 2.5 years to get Paolo Banchero on national TV is a disgrace.
Yeah.
So Adam Silver, you got to do better, bro. Stop trying to force the Knicks and Lakers down our throats. Pause.
Yeah.
But yeah, lads, what do we see kind of like before the Pistons? Do we see this season panning out to any play-in spot potentially?
I do.
Do we think Cade can get them out of it?
It's gonna be rough.
It's gonna be tough. Yeah.
I don't know if they'll make any deadline moves because
they'll probably sell
on some guys.
Yeah, and they're
Malik Beasley's value is high.
You could get a lot back for him right now. That's for sure.
You could move Tobias if you want to get just shut off salary.
Bro, I don't understand man's over Tobias Harris. What did bro do to you? Like,
I don't like him. I don't like players like him.
What?
Anyway.
Bro, what has he done wrong?
Anyway. But I love their team. Their backcourt is set for the next decade. Ivy, Cunningham, run that. You might need to add in some good forwards over time. Jalen Duran looks good at center, kind of injury prone, like another few young guys.
By Isaiah Stewart.
He's been
He's
good
there.
off the bench.
Yeah,
I like him.
I think Duran's actually kind of regressed a little bit this year.
Yeah.
But I think it just goes with the motions of developing.
Yeah,
and all that stuff, so I don't think it'll be a problem.
Asar is going to be great. Just give him some time to get back to
give him
being
time.
healthy.
Yeah,
Ron Holland looks decent. He'll improve, of course, as well.
he'll be good. Yeah, this team's got a bright future, man, and it looked very bleak last year. With Monty Williams, you had really bad vets. Guys that were not really contributing at all. They shed all the salaries off at the deadline last year. They did the things they needed to do, and you credit them. So, big up the Pistons. Any sort of final thoughts before we move in to the next thing?
No, we're happy to see them out of purgatory. Now, the Wizards take that spot for who knows how long.
Yeah,
But they're ready. They have their young team already building. They just need to start winning.
yeah.
So
And I think
we'll
they will
see.
very soon, and they're already doing it right now. They've won a lot more games so far than they did probably in the past 2 seasons combined.
Yeah.
But let's get into the next segment. And Gio, I want you to kind of take the floor with this one. We haven't given you any sort of segment hosts in a while.
Sure.
Are we
So
getting
I
into?
think we're going to get into the brawls that happened over the past few days.
Yeah.
So we weren't going to talk about this. It wasn't really on our episode list, but the fact that a second one happened last night is even funnier.
Yeah.
So we'll go in chronological order. So Gio, since you watched both replays of both of them pretty recently, I'll let you kind of talk about it. So get into the first one.
So the first one chronologically was the Nurkic and the Marshall one, right?
That is correct.
Yeah. So Nurkic and Marshall got into a little scuffle. I'm not sure who really started it. Marshall came and approached him, but then Nurkic smacked him in the face. So it's like what's going on there, guys? Like, what's going on with the fights in the NBA currently?
Oh, I mean, wait. Didn't Barkley?
What did you see?
Didn't Barkley say like a few weeks ago that they need to bring back fighting? Anyway, that's besides. the point.
He did say that. He did
Wait,
say that.
hold on now. Is
Um,
this a marketing ploy?
Are the players locking in to the
Is this
ratings?
a marketing ploy?
Are they taking this shit personally?
That's insane.
I think we just got a lucky string of just events.
Yeah.
I was a little more shocked at seeing Tyler Hero getting thrown to the ground, being manhandled by Amen Thompson.
Hey, listen, stop leaking shit. We'll get to that. We're talking about the Suns one.
Nurkic one. We know he's a poor man's Zaza Pachulia.
Yeah.
He says words. Najee Marshall's not going to back down. New Jersey born
Is
Najee
he?
Marshall as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, that's kinda cool.
He doesn't back down from anything. So
We
I'm
should do a
glad
New
he
Jersey
stood his
draft.
ground.
We will at some point.
Okay.
But I think Nurkic, a little frustration. The Suns have been pretty bad recently. Nurkic has shown emotions over time.
Yeah, I don't
the
like
slap of the
Nurkic.
face was, they do that.
All right, if you had to
occasionally.
choose whose side you were on, whose side are you
I
on?
think Najee.
Absolutely. I'm not a fan of Nurkic at all.
Yeah, Nurkic.
I like Nurkic.
You do?
I do.
Ew.
Yeah. Because look, he's been through a lot in his NBA career. He had that nasty leg injury when he broke his leg against the Nets.
Yes.
I remember I watched that game live. It was like 1 a.m.
What team was he on then?
He was on
The Blazers.
Portland. Yeah.
Portland?
He's dealt with a lot of fans have hated toward his family and stuff. So I like Nurkic, and bro is one to be very not reckless, but he gives no fucks on social media. Like he's have very no filter about Draymond, but that was a Draymond moment. I think Draymond's CTE kind of wore off on him, and it was kind of like that. And I was thinking to myself, like, why? Like looking at the suspensions, Najee Marshall got 4 games, Nurkic got 3 games, PJ Washington got 1 game. I thought to myself, why did Najee Marshall get more games than Nurkic?
Yeah.
But I'm looking at a picture right now of Najee Marshall literally punched him in the face. So
Nobody
like that,
missed him. Completely missed
So
him.
he threw a punch.
Yeah,
Throwing
they
a
don't-
punch is a lot worse than just a little slap.
Yeah.
A
He
little
probably-
slap is
he
kind of crazy.
Bro, when you're built like Najee Marshall, you barely feel that shit.
But when you're built like Nurkic, that little slap is not a little slap. Bro's
No.
like 300 pounds. He's
Yeah, he
the best
is.
player in the league or
He
something.
is.
The NBA does not like punches being thrown. They're fine with slaps, but punches, that's when they really take into account, like, all right, like,
I guess.
relax. But we want to see some more.
But what are you gonna
We
do?
Enjoy it.
Listen, what are you gonna do if someone smacks you in the face? You're gonna let them smack you in the
No,
face? Absolutely
not
not.
at
I'm
all.
Najee Marshall. I'm knocking bro out.
Yes.
Okay, I don't care.
Bro, I'll take the season-long suspension. I don't care. I don't
That's
give a fuck.
insane, bro.
Yeah.
That's nuts. I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't know.
crazy. Credit
don't
to
like-
PJ for stepping in and defending his teammate.
Yeah, word. If
Yeah.
I was PJ, I would do the same thing.
Oh, PJ's big guy too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, not Nurkic big.
No, but he's big.
He big. him and Najee are built about the same.
Yeah.
Like, they're quite similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. I saw that. I was in bed when I saw that. I was just dying laughing, bro. The whole sequence was just dumb.
Yeah.
It was brain rot. It was literally brain rot in the NBA.
That's how I know it was staged.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my god.
It was
Don't
so
even.
staged. NBA, good job.
Yeah,
Got
No.
us.
The second one I think is more staged.
You want to
than
get
the
into
first
that one?
Let's get into it because he just wants to talk about it.
Oh, my
We'll let you talk
God.
about it though, Gio.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really quickly. I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's already at like 2 million views on YouTube. Tyler Hero and then Amen Thompson got into it a little bit. Seems like Tyler Hero must have said something because the reaction that Amen Thompson had to him by
Yes.
completely just picking up and throwing him down,
Yeah.
like that's pretty
Yeah.
disproportionate to what Tyler Hero did. It had to be something he said.
According to his post-game press conference, they said nothing to each other. I think it
Really?
was just them being physical, and it just.
I think he just wanted him out of his face. And
I was.
that's the only thing he
I'm
did.
really shocked though because the Thompson twins. One thing, like, if you've seen any interview,
Yeah.
they are very calm,
Very
they're
professional.
very professional. They're very laid back. Did not expect a crash out from a guy
No.
named Amen.
You're right.
Never would have thought.
Right.
But look, I mean, I didn't think bro was capable of that.
Listen.
And look, Tyler Hero was embracing all of it. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
He must have been cooking that game. Just
he
cooking him in
had
Thompson.
27, 9, and 6.
Yeah,
he had
so
a
he was cooking
beautiful
him.
game.
Yeah. I mean, he got up. He didn't try to fight back. He was just like
Yeah.
Well, bro
up
didn't
and
want to
ready.
get, bro didn't want to
yeah,
get
that
suspended.
too.
Like,
But I forgot who. I think Terry Rozier tried to throw a punch at him. On
Terry
the ground.
Terry Rozier just tackled him.
Oh, he tackled him. Okay.
Yeah, he got he got
respect
thrown out. Terry Rozier also said after the game, he's like, even though I've only been here for a little bit, I love my guys. I got a lot of respect for them. That's just who I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna step in.
I respect Terry.
According to Flight, Flight Reacts, he
yes.
said credit to Rotisserie Chicken because that's what he calls him for whatever reason. Credit to Rotisserie Chicken
Rotisserie
for stepping in there and defending his teammate.
Yeah.
No one else on the Heat really did, although people don't know the rule that if you're not on the floor. Even if you step onto the floor to break up a fight, you'll get suspended. You remember 2 years ago when Suggs got into it with someone, I forgot who it was. Everyone on the Magic's bench stepped in to try and defend him.
Yeah.
Everyone got suspended that they had to split them up between games because they couldn't field the team.
Right.
Okay.
So that is a rule that they have to follow.
Crazy.
All right.
And then on the Rockets end, Jalen Green finally did something useful and got himself tossed from a game. And then I believe both Ime and their assistant coach, I forgot his
Yeah.
name, they both got ejected for trying to break things up.
Dang.
Crazy game. And the craziest thing is there was a bunch of bullshit that happened right beforehand. And that's going to forever get swept under the rug because of the whole fight. But the Rockets got called for a 5-second violation. This is when temper started to flare. The ref was right here. Fred VanVleet called timeout like 16 times. The ref just did not even look in his direction.
No way.
Fred VanVleet just calmly explained that he called timeout, and the ref gave him 2 techs and tossed him.
No way. I missed that.
Complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. Which also just feeds into why ratings suck because the refs suck. Like, why did Fred get tossed from that game? Makes no sense.
You know what? It was staged, bro. The
was
refs
Listen.
were being paid
Bro
by
got
the
the script.
NBA. Okay, and they were being paid get under the player's skin so they can start a fight so we can get better views
Because
better ratings.
think about it, the NBA is going to start going on Peacock and Amazon Prime, so they got to start acting like a TV show.
Exactly.
They got to start this
They gotta
sitcom odd
yeah.
drama. It's
they
like
got to start acting like the NFL, right?
yeah,
Come
bro.
on,
It's,
like
oh,
you know,
Listen.
it's peak brain rot.
yeah.
The refs have too much power. They make it all about them, like we said in the previous episode. And you tossed out one of the best players of that team just because he's trying to do a basketball play for himself and his team. And
He's trying to call timeout.
The ref is not paying attention at all during his job. And he retaliates by tossing him because he didn't do his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think most people will get 1 game suspensions. I think a men's going to get 2, which of course,
Rightfully so.
Which of course advised Laker fans to start bringing it about them because they played the Lakers in 3 games, so he'll be back conveniently to play against the Lakers. You know how Laker fans are,
Yeah.
but
All right.
it is what it is. But man, that was crazy.
It was.
nuts.
Listen. I enjoyed some watching those videos. I was not expecting like the throwdown,
Yeah.
but it was fun. It was fun action.
It's the NBA UFC
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, collaboration.
National
there.
Brawl
Yeah.
Association,
Yes.
the National Beatdown Association,
I like it.
the National Beat Your Ass. but yeah, that's essentially the Someone called it like a kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of what it was.
Yeah, I
but,
guess.
But any final thoughts before we get into the final segment?
Let's roll.
Let's do it. All right, into the final segment, lads. Let's talk about the Christmas Day games. Now, look, I have to hold my hands up. I have to apologize.
Please.
Because, bro, I shit on these games so bad last week. And look, do I still think the matchups as a rivalry suck? Yes. But were the games great? Also, yes. So I will apologize. The games were really good. The NBA went 5 for 5 on pretty much all ways around. They were all good. So we're going to talk about them because they were that good and because we want to contribute to the NBA having good ratings, even though we probably have no reason whatsoever. But you know what? We're here and we're going to do it regardless because we just need something else to get to the end of this episode. So we're going to kind of go through all 5 games. We're not really necessarily going to focus too much on the game itself as far as stats goes, but we'll just talk about what we saw throughout these games, anything interesting and all that stuff. So lads, anything to say before we kind of dive right in?
Yeah, really quickly, me and Adam Silver, we had a sit-down conversation. We were talking about how can we improve ratings, right?
Yeah.
So I was telling him, take a what's it called? Take a snippet out of what the NFL does. They script their games. They allow their best players to win. Patrick Mahomes, the refs, they just appease to him. So that's what Adam Silver is now doing. Ratings are going up. So thank you to me.
Yes. So,
the NBA ratings have been great.
yes,
for
thank
this Christmas.
Gio in the comments.
Yes.
Thank Gio in the comments. And look, NBA Christmas ratings were up this year, considering, last year's were so bad that they kind of really had nothing. You couldn't get much worse than that. Yeah. But the ratings were good. So we're ready to get into the first game.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
All right, let's start off with the biggest fluke in NBA history. Let's talk about the noon matinee, the Christmas matinee between the San Antonio Spurs and the the Knicks. The Knicks took it 117 to 114. Victor Wembanyama, just, my God, he is going to be all-time levels of insane. 42 points and 18 rebounds. Even if you didn't look at the box score, he's just, I don't even have words to describe Victor Wembanyama.
It's stupid.
He's already a top 7 player in the league right now.
Ooh.
Right now.
Okay.
Holy.
Can you tell me can you tell me more than 7 players better than
I don't know if I can.
Because Jokic and Giannis definitely. Luka SGA definitely. Tatum definitely. Who else really? Like Anthony Edwards on a good day, maybe.
Yeah,
I still think he's better than Ant.
Oof.
It's tough.
Yeah.
This is tough. I would say AD over him right now.
Right now, we'll respect the elders.
Yeah.
For now,
I'll say
until he inevitably takes over.
Yeah.
He had just a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
And on the Knicks end, look, for the first time ever, Mikal Bridges maybe looked like he was worth 3 first-round picks. He had 41 points, 4 assists, 1 rebound. It was the one time he looked confident.
Looked great.
Now, granted, he's looked good. I'd say he looked decent this past month. Now, granted, the Knicks have played ass opponents.
Yeah.
So that's why, just like he did last year with us. So once you start playing the Celtics, when you start playing the Thunder is when he'll start to go quiet. But look, you play who's in front of you. He had a really good game. And at the end of the day, he was unconscious. The Knicks won the game. And look, I think the real story of this game was not only about Mikal and Wemby really playing well, but outside of that, Devin Vassell, Chris Paul, Cat, Brunson. Something stinks. They were all terrible.
Smell like I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah. But you can. We can curse until we're monetized.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But so obviously, since we'll go to the person that only watches one team in the NBA. What did you kind of see from this game?
I watched every game this Christmas Day, but
Beautiful.
Wemby is made for the Garden. I watched that whole game. Cat couldn't stop him.
It's not much he can. There's not much he can stop.
Yeah, Mikal looked really good shooting for him. I think today there was a graphic on the game that Mikal has the 3rd best shooting percentage in the month of December.
Whoa, that's beautiful.
57%.
That's great.
So his shots improved, and it showed in that game. I think it's kind of been a little droopy since today in the game after, but he looks a lot more confident.
What's he doing right now? I know they're playing right now, right?
They won. They beat the Wizards.
Okay.
Yeah, they beat the Wizards.
What do you do in that
I think
game?
he had.
Real quick.
Let me look.
Probably had.
He was shot 6 of 15,
Okay.
1 of 6 from 3, 13 points.
Dookie.
Yeah.
6
So-
first-round picks, ladies and gentlemen. Let's
Okay.
go. Yeah.
So yeah, but it was a really good game. This Wemby should be playing on Christmas Day every year from now.
Yeah.
And the Knicks will always be playing Christmas Day. Just because
Because they're New York.
The Nets will probably get
Well,
back into it.
were
hopefully.
you on Christmas Day when you guys were shit? I don't remember.
No.
So yeah, I think
I
as long as a New York team is good, they'll
yeah.
be on Christmas Day.
For sure.
Like we were on Christmas Day every year, the KD era.
Yeah.
So very fair. Anything you saw from this game, Gio?
I thought it was pretty cool to see Victor Wembanyama destroy Cat. It just shows you like there's levels to this.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like we know Cat maybe right now. Cat might. I mean, it might be close right now.
I don't really think it's that close.
You don't think it's that close?
I think
I think it's close right now.
I think offensively, Cat is better than Wemby. But if
Okay.
we're talking about defense and
And,
all
like, overall, I'm
around,
talking about overall.
I would take Wemby right now.
Wemby, yeah.
Because Cat can't defend anything. Like
Yeah.
he refuses to be physical.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, your toughness is really what it comes down to when you're a big man.
Right.
And if you're just not tough, you're not going to win a championship.
That's true. Oh, okay, that's true. But yeah, it just showed me like, even though Cat's been in the league for like a decade at this point now,
Yeah.
which is crazy to say. I feel like he's a rookie the other day. But anyway,
Yeah.
Vic already in year 2 is already just dominating, right? So it's like it's crazy to see that. And then also just to see the other guys, the young guys, Stephon Castle. I'm pretty sure he had a really nice dunk in that game.
Yeah, he dunked on like 2
Yeah,
people.
I was like, whoa.
Insane.
Okay, and
He's your rookie of the year right
athlete.
now.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, I love to see the young guys do their thing. I want to see how they play the game, the creativity that they bring to the game. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
yeah, it's really enjoyable.
Yeah.
And look, I think Chris Paul's the perfect vet for Wemby.
Absolutely.
It's really
Yeah.
Did you see that
needs-
clip of him trying to coach up Wemby and then Brunson gets in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was pretty cool. Chris Paul coaching mid-game.
He basically is a coach.
Yeah, he is.
really
He's a rare occurrence where I think he'd be one of the Hall of Famers that would be a good coach.
Do you think he'll actually coach in the NBA?
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
will.
He's one of there's a few players in the NBA right now that I could see becoming coaches, but Chris Paul's the only one that would do it.
Right.
So
He might be like a Steve Nash type coach. You never know.
No.
A really good point guard, but then
no.
Trash
There's a
coach,
complete
no.
difference.
I don't think anyone could eat like Steve Nash was so bad that it was impressive. Like I've never seen anyone more clueless in my entire life sitting at the press conference. Like the things he says is just oh my god.
That's crazy,
I get
'cause he played so well,
I get
but it's like-
PTSD, bro, just thinking about it.
Dang.
Oh, it's bad. But yeah, look,
Yeah.
mid players in all sports become good coaches.
yeah.
Like it's just
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, good
Paul's
win.
mid, yeah.
Good win for the Knicks. Spurs, they're really not trying to win right now. So I guess just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Keep making Wemby this good.
Yeah.
So any final thoughts on this game before we get into the next one?
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the next game. Now I believe this one was the Wolves and the Mavs, if
Yeah.
I'm correct, right? Okay, so yeah, the Wolves and the Mavericks.
This was the Luka injury game.
This
Yes.
was unfortunately the Luka injury game. So the Wolves won this game 105-99. Very unfortunate the way things transpired in this game. Luka obviously only played 16 minutes, still had 14 points. He almost had a 40 bomb from Kyrie at 39. So pretty good on that end. And on the Wolves end, Julius Randle, 23 points. Anthony Edwards, 26. Look, do we need to start talking about Anthony Edwards? Because he's not been particularly good as of late.
It's just the Timberwolves team right now. It's not a good team.
Oh, yeah, I
and,
think-
and he's getting the brunt of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we haven't seen any like highlight reels from him, any 40-point games anymore.
He dunked on Sabonis a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I think right now it's just because the Wolves team is kind of in dysfunction a little bit. I don't want to say full dysfunction, but I think they have an identity crisis with themselves right now.
I think that's true, but I also think it's true that Edwards hasn't been playing to the level he was playing at even last year.
Yeah.
I think both are true. And it's not a great sign. Because
Yeah.
you expect Anthony Edwards to improve. And I mean, he has in some ways. Like he's shooting the 3-ball pretty well. I would say maybe he's in a slump now, but he had been shooting the 3-ball very well. But I think he's shooting it a little bit too much. And it might be maybe like a learning curve for him where it's like, bro, you're way better at driving to the rim and dunking on people than you are at shooting threes.
I think it's the same with Wemby. Like Wemby took 10 threes in the first half.
Yeah.
Like,
So
that's
yeah,
insane.
it's both. I think I need to see less threes. Although you're getting better at them, yes, shoot them, but more drives to the basket, please, Anthony Edwards. That will help your team so much.
I'm more shocked to the fact that he actually called out a Timberwolf not named Rudy Gobert.
Well, come on, I can. That's a given. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Any day of the
But
week.
he hasn't been playing particularly bad, Rudy.
Yeah. No,
He's
he
been
hasn't.
he's been doing his thing.
He played well against the Mavs too, as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, too. I sent you that tweet.
You did send me
that. Derek Lively talked a lot of shit about Rudy Gobert and got his ass locked up.
I'll
the
still take
entire
Derek
day.
Lively any day over Rudy Gobert. I don't care. I'll take Derek Lively.
Not now.
Not right.
Not now. Not now. Hold your
I'm
horse.
just a hater, okay?
You're like, who do you hate more, Rudy or Steph?
Oh man,
It's got to be
I
someone.
have to go with Rudy.
Rudy or Pat Bev?
Rudy.
Oh,
Really, even though Pat Bev nearly ended Russ's career,
Yeah, there you go.
tore his meniscus.
Yeah, he literally ran into him and tore his.
You know we were supposed to win that finals that year.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go Pat Bev.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
That was a hard one.
Yeah, let's go.
And also Russ has dunked on Rudy, so I can't hate him too much.
Exactly. Yeah. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything you saw particular from this game?
No, I think the Luka injury kind of just, brought it down a little bit, and the Wolves were just going to run away with it. Just good games all around from the Wolves.
They didn't
Wolves
run
guys.
away with it though.
No, they kept it close.
they
I'm
almost-
sure Edwards hit a game-winning three.
The Wolves won 105-99, so it wasn't a game winner, but it was a dagger.
Oh, it was a dagger. Okay.
But the Mavs, the Wolves almost choked that like 17-point lead.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it got entertaining at the end.
Yeah, Kyrie started doing his thing.
Bro, Kyrie in the fourth is
Yeah.
just,
Dirty.
Yeah.
I miss him so much, bro. You have no idea. Please bring him back to Brooklyn. I just miss that entire team because we were gonna be a dynasty. We literally were there. Fuck Giannis, bro.
Tyler reminiscing.
Fuck Giannis, bro.
Sorry,
Sorry.
bro.
That he did that on purpose. I don't care what anyone says.
Look, that's in the past, bro. We gotta move on, okay?
We have to move on. Sorry.
Okay.
Gives me PTSD, man. When I see
know,
that
I know.
when I see that damn toe. Okay, anyways, I'm calm
know.
now. I'm calm.
I feel it.
Smack myself in the face. We're good. But any final thoughts regarding this game before we move on to the next one?
Let's go.
All right, let's get into the next one. This was a weird game between the Sixers and the Celtics. The Celtics actually lost, which was, I think this was their second out of their three straight losses, which never would have thought would have ever happened to this team. But the Sixers won 118-114. You had a very good game from Tyrese Maxey, 33 points, 12 assists, 4 rebounds. You had a decent game from Embiid, 27 and 9. He's just not going to be 100% for the rest of his career. So whatever Embiid does on the floor, it kind of is what it is. On the other end, Tatum had a good game, 32 and 15, 23 from Jaylen Brown, who's finally starting to pick it up after a while. Are these, not necessarily, I'll ask you about the game, but are we seeing some sort of a concern with the Boston Celtics that they're dropping more games than they should? Is this a hangover? What do we sort of see here?
I think this was just a game for that all the Sixers guys were hitting. Maxey,
Specifically
Embiid,
Maxey.
Caleb Martin. Paul had kind of a stinker. Yabusele had a good bench game. But Maxey, Embiid, Martin were the three guys. And then you're looking at Boston. Jaylen Brown was kind of
He's
little
been struggling.
lackluster.
Yeah, he's starting to pick it up now, though. He's been playing better.
I think they just squeaked one by. It's just, it happened on Christmas Day, in the spotlight, and, Philly got the advantage of it. I don't think it's a concern. They kept it pretty close.
Yeah.
Philly just got a lucky one there, I think. Everybody played very well, besides Kelly Oubre
And Paul George.
and Paul George.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He stinks.
Yeah.
He sucks, bro. I mean, I don't even want to sugarcoat it. I mean, he's been garbage.
Yeah, he's been bad.
He hasn't even been scoring 10 points in some games. Like,
Yeah.
how many did he have in the Christmas game? He had
14. 12.
12 points.
12.
Like, bro, what are we doing?
Yeah.
This dude talked all that shit in the offseason.
Yeah. What was he saying?
He, he just talked about like him being back. Like he wanted the same contract as Kawhi. He wanted more than that at one point. And I'm like, yeah, I want this, and that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna come back better and
You know what he
everything.
needs
And
to do?
what does he need to do?
He needs to get off that daggone podcast and start focusing on
Oh,
basketball.
yes.
If he quits that, all right, don't quit the
Literally.
podcast. Just put a pause on it, bro. Finish your career in the NBA. All right, we'll talk basketball after.
He talked
Isn't it?
so much on that podcast.
He's averaging 16
He's a
points this season.
professional yapper now.
Professional yapper. Those yap
not a
sessions
professional
are
ball player.
insane.
Yeah,
but
he's great at the podcast though.
Oh, he's
Good job,
great.
B.
Great podcast host.
podcaster.
Yeah. But pick the game just a little, just a little bit, just a tiny bit. It's all we need. Just a tiny bit, and you'll be good.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I think from the Celtics end, I think they're fine. Just they're without what's his face. Are they still without Porzingis, or he's back?
No, he's back.
No,
He's back.
yeah.
Then I know we got hurt again, but yeah, he'll be fine. Oh, he rolled his ankle in the game. That was what it was.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. He only played 13 minutes.
I didn't really watch much of that game. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like, it was at the time where I ate and everything, and I was kind of just in and out of falling asleep and not.
Yeah.
So it was a weird day. But yeah, it kind of is what it is. But
Yeah.
that game was probably the least interesting, in my opinion, up until the fourth quarter when the Sixers started to pull away.
Well, look, the Sixers, I feel like, have been getting better. They were bottom tier, so they rose up in the ranks a little bit.
Where are they at right
They're
now?
12 and 17.
They're at bottom of the play-in. I think just outside.
Yeah, so I can see them actually making a playoff, not a play-in push, a playoff push.
Yeah.
I mean, they're still
I think
current.
it's
Still
very
early.
possible.
You're in the East, so it's possible. They're 4
Yeah.
games out of the playoffs right now.
Still early.
So
Where did
still
we
early.
have? I think I had them as like the 2 seed.
You had
Right.
them as the 2 seed. Me and Antoine both had him number 3.
That's a long.
No, I had him
shot.
3. Antoine had him in the play-in.
Could you?
Yeah.
Oh, for real, Anthony?
I'm not high. Was not high on them.
Wow,
Yeah.
you're kind of goated for that.
Thank you.
Because the players that they picked up, it just seemed like they were definitely gonna be top 3.
Embiid looked healthy as could be in the Olympics,
Right.
so I just assumed it was going to carry into the regular season.
Yeah, and then
Considering
they
how
picked
bad
up
the
Paul
East is.
George,
Right.
Yabusele,
Everything on paper
everybody.
looked great.
Yeah,
Little did I think Embiid would go on his convenience trend.
That's insane.
And yeah,
They made all the right moves. We were saying
They
this
did.
is A+ off season. Everything they added was.
that's why I'm surprised you put them in the
Perfect.
play-in.
I saw PG
You saw them getting hurt.
regressing, Embiid not playing.
Whoa, Anthony.
I
into
said
the
I wasn't
future, bro.
high on them.
This is a
I said
rare
I was,
good receipt
I wasn't
for
high
That's
Antoine.
a
on
very, very
Crazy.
rare. No,
crazy work.
them. Yeah, but they did everything right. I don't think you can blame Daryl Morey. You know, it just
He
unfortunate.
does a good job, but it's
Yeah.
just that's unfortunately that's
It
the
panned
problem.
out this way.
But that's the problem when Embiid's your best player. Everything trickles down between his play and his habits and everything of that
Yeah,
nature.
and I feel for Nick Nurse. You know, he does not deserve this. He's a really good head coach.
Listen, bro did this to himself.
But
He's had
he took that
back and
job.
forth with Embiid when he was in Toronto. He decided to take this
Yeah.
job. I don't feel bad. Just kind of is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, any sort of final thoughts regarding this game?
no.
All right, let's get into the thriller. This was, in my opinion, the best game of the day.
Yeah.
Between the Lakers and the Warriors, between LeBron and Steph. I feel like this is the Christmas match every year at this point,
Yeah.
considering Jokic and KD. We'll talk about them in a little bit. Got a little back and forth going. But let's talk about the Lakers and the Warriors. My God, this was a game and a half. So I believe the Lakers won this game on an Austin Reeves game winner, 115 to 113, after Steph just went God mode in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he did.
After struggling most of the night. Wound up getting 30 points, I believe.
38.
38 points, sorry. 38, 6, and 1 rebound. Austin Reeves, his first career triple-double. 26, 10, and 10. LeBron, 31 and 10. Just really good kind of all ways around. Anthony Davis did get hurt in this game. He
Yeah.
rolled his ankle on Casper the Ghost and wound up leaving the game. But I think he's back now, so everything's
Yeah,
fine.
Just rolled his ankle.
What do we think of this game?
Listen, it was back and forth. You know, Golden State's, like I said, Steph Wiggins looked really good. Draymond had his usual game: 4 blocks, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, only 3 points, but he's all around the court. You know,
Did he get
Kuminga,
ejected though?
he did get ejected.
Did he get a tech?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
So it's not his.
He had
usual
5 fouls.
Who?
Draymond.
Draymond.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not his-
Didn't get it.
Kuminga, 14 points. Kuminga's looked a lot better recently. He's had a few 30-point games after this. But this is all about the Lakers. AR, triple-double, with no AD. Of course, he took over. Max Christie looked pretty good.
yeah, I like Max.
Hachimura, okay. But
You are Max.
it was LeBron and all those guys. You know, it's a Christmas thriller between these two teams. I wish the Warriors were a little better, but
This was
You know?
this was probably the penultimate Christmas Day game for LeBron James too.
possible.
Because if next year's his retirement tour, they'll give him one more Lakers Warriors matchup,
Yeah.
right.
and then that'll be the final hurrah for Breenold.
Yeah.
But this was a really good game. The Lakers pulled away in the fourth, but the Warriors came back. The Lakers
did.
almost sold the bag.
No, the Warriors didn't come back. Curry came back.
Curry came back.
See,
Look at you
and
giving
it's
Curry
Curry.
credit.
No, look.
Christmas
look,
miracle.
Look. I have to.
You do.
I have to give credit where credit is due.
Will he retire in your top 10 all time?
Nah.
You sure?
What?
Nah.
Are you positive?
He'll be 11.
No.
I have
Stop
to force
it.
him out of there.
This
Sorry.
dude, bro. This
Sorry,
dude.
Curry.
You are a bum.
You're a great player, Curry, but you're not my top 10, buddy.
What if Russ has him in his top 10?
He wouldn't do that.
I think Russ
would.
has him in his top 10.
He probably does.
100%.
Russ is capping.
100%.
No, he's
It's
not.
only he's capping.
That's
It's
crazy.
cap.
No, shut the fuck up. But yeah, Steph, I'm running out of excuses to not put Steph in my top 10.
I'm sorry. He's not my
He's going to have to go in there at some point.
Yeah.
But any sort of final thoughts regarding this game?
No.
I mean, just the way the shot making ability, obviously we know.
Yeah.
Curry did what he did.
There was a funny moment in this game
What?
where Steph and JJ Redick were talking on the sidelines. They were mic'd up.
Yes.
Steph asked JJ Redick how many texts he had, and he said just one. But what I found even funnier is on the screen, as soon as Steph mentioned the word tech, Draymond just spawned in out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Oh, really?
It's just storybook, bro.
Hilarious. I wish Draymond got a tech, bro.
Yeah.
I love when Draymond gets texts.
Bro, there's just like when he does all the punching and stuff, can't stand the guy, but there's just something about Draymond I love.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's just so funny.
It's the passion.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing.
He is
about
Passion
him.
FC. He really is.
Yeah.
He is.
So
Wait, one more question though. What do you guys think about AR-15 calling off LeBron James on the final shot?
balls of steel.
Yeah.
Balls of motherfucking steel. I love
And
it.
LeBron is like, I've had so many of these, you could take it.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
fine.
Look,
I mean, it would not be fine if he missed it.
it doesn't.
Oh,
LeBron was
no,
like,
it
"Get me
wouldn't
the
be fun.
But
damn
to be
ball."
fair, LeBron typically it really depends on the weather if LeBron's clutch or not. So I guess we'll never know if he would have made the shot or not. Because
Brown would have made it.
the one thing I'll credit
GOAT.
the one thing I'll credit Reeves for is that he actually did take a smart shot. LeBron probably would have just heaved up a three,
Probably.
and just sent a prayer, and they
the
probably would have
drama.
lost in overtime.
Yeah.
So credit to Reeves, but
Really though,
that takes guts, man.
it definitely
Yeah.
does.
Definitely takes guts. Credit to bro.
Credit to Reeves, man.
Yeah.
Growth has been great.
Triple double game winner. Perfect game for bro.
Yeah.
Are we ready to get into the final game?
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. This was probably, in all honesty, this was probably the worst game out of the five. Between the Lakers, my goodness, I need some sleep.
Nuggets.
Between the Nuggets and the Suns. The Nuggets beat down the Suns literally like 4
The
days
day before.
prior.
Yeah. Or something.
And then the Suns just came in and took care of business. It was a vintage Kevin Durant game. Just played really well in all ways, around 27 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds. Bradley
the
Beal
final
had
score?
27, 110 to 100.
Okay.
Bradley Beal had 27 points.
Yeah, he
Tyus
played well.
Jones had a good game.
Yeah.
No Booker, obviously, which is the last time they played on Christmas when Gordon dunked on Landry Shamet. Booker got hurt in the first quarter and didn't return.
Oh, wow.
Jokic had his typical game, 25, 15 rebounds. Jamal Murray played like shit, had 13 points. MPJ had 22.
Somebody smell like shit.
And Russell Westbrook had 17 points.
Yeah, he played
There
well.
you go. Thoughts on this game?
Listen.
Start Russ, period.
He is starting now.
Yeah.
But like officially though.
Well, Gordon got hurt in this game.
Okay.
So they're starting a smaller like 3-guard lineup
Yeah.
with Jamal, Russ,
Aren't
and
they
Brown.
like 9-1 when Russ starts?
Yeah.
They're
Something like that.
7-3.
7-3.
They're 7-3, I think, now when Russ starts
Yeah,
because they
listen.
lost their last game.
I think you need to demote Jamal.
I think I.
You have to. You got to get his confidence back. And
What do
that's
you
the
think,
only
Tyler,
way
as-
that works.
as more of a Nuggets fan than we are.
You're the Nuggets fan.
All right,
sir.
I'm the Nuggets
I
fan.
am Nets first.
But you are definitely a Nuggets fan.
I am a Jokic fan.
All right. So as a
I'm a Jokic
Jokic
fan.
fan, what do you say to this? Should we start Russ? Should we start Murray?
I think you should start both of them and probably have Christian Brown come off the bench.
Insane.
I mean, he hasn't been really good the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I think if you bring him off the bench for now,
Yeah.
I think maybe just see what happens because he's not a 3.
Right.
And I don't think he should be guarding small forwards. So you run out right now with Gordon out. You go Jamal at the 1 or Russ at the 1, Jamal at the 2. I don't really give a shit.
think Russ at the
Jamal, Russ, MPJ, Peyton Watson, and then
I like
Nikola Jokic.
I like
Yeah.
it.
They're going to have to make a trade using Zeke Naji to get someone.
Yeah.
Not sure what that is, but kind of is what it is regarding that.
We will see.
But yeah, I mean, the game, it was kind of a drabby game, not going to lie. I hated the fact that they played each other 3 days before. Like, I don't know why. Like, why? It doesn't make sense. Especially because
Seriously.
the game before was in Denver. This one was
I
in
told
Phoenix.
Adam, I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Fix the
Like,
sketch.
Adam, bro, you messed up on this one, bro. You got to go back to the drawing board here.
Come on.
But the thing I want to talk about with this game, and this will close out the show perfectly, this kind of segues into a mini shower thoughts-esque thing, and hopefully we'll upload this as a segment. You know how when a team wins a national television game. They get interviewed on the side by the sideline reporter. And obviously, we all know Nikola Jokic is the best player in the world right now, right? I think he's unequivocally the best. Kevin Durant said that he is arguably a top 10 player of all time.
He said that about Jokic.
He said that about Nikola Jokic.
Yo.
So keep in mind, let's get some context a little bit. They played each other 2 seasons ago in the 2023 playoffs when Kevin Durant got moved from Brooklyn to Phoenix. Jokic, it was probably one of the greatest playoff runs of all time statistically, especially by a center. And Kevin Durant said he's going to go down as one of the best big men to ever play the game. So now he said that he's arguably a top 10 player of all time. So let's kind of break this down a little bit because I kind of want to have this as like a shower thoughts-esque segment. Obviously, we'll talk future later on, like in a few minutes. Let's talk about now. How far off, or if he is already, how far off is Jokic from becoming a top 10 player? Do you think you can make the argument that he is right now? Like if he retired tomorrow, is he a top 10 player ever?
No.
Who are the 10 players before that?
I mean, well, look, I'll tell you who I have at 10 is Tim Duncan.
Ooh, okay.
So I still say Tim Duncan's the better all-time player than Nikola Jokic. I need to see more from Nikola.
Right.
What does he have? One chip?
He's one. So
We need more than that, bro.
I'm going to talk about it right now. I'll bring up the Jokic resume.
Yeah, bring it.
I think Jokic is top 15 to 20.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that.
I don't think top 10 as of yet. I think end of career will have a better answer for that.
So here's Jokic's resume. He is a one-time champ, one-time Finals MVP. He's won 3 MVPs, 6-time All-Star, first-time All-NBA first team, 2-time All-NBA second team, made All-Rookie first team, and yeah, he's been like the rebounding champ before, I think once, and he's done like a bunch of other stuff.
I mean, that's a pretty good resume.
Already an insane resume, and he's on his way to winning a 4th MVP.
Right.
Yeah.
I have Jokic highest probably out of all 3 of us because I'm biased, but Jokic to me is still like he's like a top 13, top 12 player right now.
Okay.
He's definitely top 15.
Do you know who you have behind and before him?
As far as like around him, like
yeah,
who's ranked around him.
Yeah.
Around him, I have a little bit ahead of him. I have like guys like Steph, Wilt Chamberlain,
Yeah.
Keem. Behind him, I have guys like Oscar Robertson. I'm trying to think of just who else is like around him. Kevin Durant's in that realm as well.
Yeah,
Kobe Bryant's in that realm as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's better than Kobe already.
I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he is. I'm not revealing where I have Kobe
Got you.
because it's very controversial when it comes to Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
But he's very close.
Yeah.
I genuinely think he's a championship away from cracking the top 10.
Okay.
Because by that point, he'll have another Finals MVP, he'll have another ring, and he'll probably have at least another MVP or 2 by the time that happens.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
By the time Jokic retires, you could debate whatever sort of accolades he'll have. Whether he has 6 MVPs, whether he has 3 rings, doesn't really matter. When Jokic retires, where do you genuinely see him as far as all time goes? And was KD capping or not? Is this fact or cap?
KD said arguably top 10 right now.
Arguably a top 10 player of all time.
Right now.
I don't know if he means right now. I don't know if he means when he retires. I don't know. Kevin Durant is an interesting man. He says things that have very deep meaning to it.
Yeah.
So he probably means right now.
Okay.
I think you can have the argument, hence why he said arguably. I think right now he's top 20. He's not below 20. He could make up the top 10. I need some more rings, and maybe 2 or 3, and some more accolades. Maybe some records broken. Maybe 1 or 2 more MVPs. Maybe a DPOY.
He's never going to win that.
Okay, never mind. No DPOYs for you.
That's never going to happen.
Definitely more All NBAs. He'll get no shot.
Yeah.
All Stars, of course. I think the rings are what truly says it, and maybe 1 or 2 more MVPs. And I think he'll move up to top 10, bottom barrel, like 9, 10, 8, not top 5.
Yeah.
I kind of want to push back a little bit on the rings.
Push.
I think in this modern NBA, you're not going to have dynasties anymore. I don't think teams are going to win 5 rings in a row. I think the Warriors are kind of the end of that because the league is so talented. You're going to start seeing players all the way up with not that many championships as it is. Dirk's pretty high up in the all-time list. He only has one ring, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think Jokic needs to win 3 or 4 rings to get into the top 10.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
I think low key he could probably get into the top 10 with 1 championship and 5 MVPs.
I don't think so.
If he wins 5 MVPs in 6 seasons, you
That's
don't think
fine.
that's
I think the
Yeah.
minimum amount of championships you need to have to be in the top 10 is 2.
okay? That's
That's
fair.
the minimum.
That's
I think
respectable.
he can get 2.
I
And that's
think
why
he
I think
can.
he will be a top 10 player by the end of his career. I think right now, no shot. And that's why I think I don't think it's possible for him to be in the top 10 right now. Like, I think it's just like a completely bad argument.
Okay,
So
that's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think for me, Jokic is definitely going to make my top 10. Now, if he wins a couple more rings and wins more MVPs, I think he can get higher. I think Jokic, outside of Wemby, I think Jokic has the highest ceiling as far as all-time rankings goes.
Yeah.
Now, in my opinion, I think the top 4 are so far and away better than anyone. It's going to take a lot for someone to crack that LeBron, Jordan, Kareem, Larry Bird sort of mold at the top.
Okay.
But if Jokic goes on another one of those tears, like top 10, top 7, is all in play. And I think KD was being quite realistic here. I think Jokic will retire a top 10 player of all
yeah,
time.
I agree.
Yes.
The fact
I
that
agree.
the fact that he's having like a top 3 peak in NBA history and he's still in his peak, he's not even 30 yet, and he's still got all of this left,
Yeah.
is just insane.
Yeah.
And I think we're witnessing something really special with this anomaly of a player, if that's the best way to describe it, because I don't think we're ever going to see anything like him again, at least in our lifetime. No.
Yeah. He's also super, like, his the longevity. I see him playing deep into like his 30s.
He could play until he's 40. He won't, but I think he could.
I think he absolutely could.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we've seen a crazy injury from him yet.
No, he keeps himself in good shape.
He's in great shape, and he's, and his play style too. It's not something that would make you prone to an injury. So I can see him playing for a while at a high level as well. So I could see top 10 for sure.
Absolutely. I think what's the highest? Let's say Jokic wins. Let's say Jokic retires with 3 rings, 7 MVPs, 3 Finals MVPs, makes All NBA like 10 or 12 times, like a 12-time All-Star.
He'll be just outside top 5.
Where would you put Shaq?
Shaq
Top
for
6?
me right now is 6th.
So who's the center that's better than Shaq that you have above him?
Kareem.
He'll be just
I
outside.
don't think he'll pass Kareem,
He'll never pass Kareem.
No.
but I think he'll
Jokic
be right
would-
in between Shaq and Kareem.
Yeah.
Like, that's his max.
Yeah, I think Shaq is his max.
Yeah.
Unless Jokic wins like 6 rings,
Right.
he won't flirt with the top 5.
Right.
He could flirt with the top 5 if he wins a couple more, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So-
can have the argument, 100%.
Yeah.
That's the ceiling, I think.
Oh, absolutely. So, yeah, pretty interesting. I think he's an interesting player.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I also want to say a comment on Kevin Durant, who's like, I feel like that's super humble of him to say.
Yeah.
Like, Kevin Durant himself is already top 15, top 20 player all time,
Yeah.
I would say.
You can make the argument that he's higher than Jokic, too.
Right. And
Yeah.
for Kevin Durant to say that, I think credit to him, man.
Yeah, I
Man,
mean,
I love
humble,
that.
humble guy. I like him even more now.
Yeah.
Even though I used to hate him
Yeah,
a
you
couple years
did.
ago.
Yeah, but
And
Katie's
he
always been
also,
humble.
right after saying, he said, and arguably the top 10 player all time in Jokic, and then he also said a Hall of Famer and an icon in Russell
He
Westbrook.
did say that.
He did say that.
Did
Really?
say that.
So the two of them squashed their beef like 4 years ago.
did
They're
that.
good now.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would love to see them team up one more time,
Please,
just for
run
old
it
time's
back,
sake.
run it back.
They won't win shit, but I just want to see it happen. Like,
Wow.
I just want to see it once.
I love that.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, that's essentially the Jokic talk. Is there any
Does it?
is there any other things we want to kind of add on to the Jokic talk?
No.
Any final thoughts regarding the Christmas Day games? Anything you want to say?
I think that wraps it up.
They were really good. Let's see next year what it brings. Hopefully, same thing as this year. They broke the viewership record in the last 5 years.
Put the young guys on next year.
Yeah.
More young guys.
Yeah.
Put Cam Thomas and Cooper Flag on Christmas Day. Adam Silver. There's a beautiful 10 million views right there.
Okay.
Cade
go.
Cunningham on there. Put Paolo on there. All them guys.
Yeah.
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 So yeah, with that, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of episode number 38 of the Floor Spacer podcast, guys. last pod recorded of the year and the first pod of the year. How we feeling?
Hot.
Feeling good.
You're warm?
Sweaty.
Yo, bro.
Yeah,
It's
I'm a little sweaty.
Literally January. Like
It might be I'm wearing black. I don't know.
Yeah,
We
you
feel
wear
good.
you wear dark colors. It absorbs everything.
We feel good.
So I'm chilling. But Gio, you know what time it is. At that point in the video, those that are still with the flow, what do they comment at home?
Comment down Young G
Huh?
in
Young
the chat.
G. That might have been your most cringe moment of all time.
It's not cringe until you say it's cringe.
What
I
is
literally
that?
just did, yeah.
Okay, so now it's cringe.
What is
Yeah.
that?
Bro,
Is that a stage name? Like
that's my name. That's my stage name.
Young G.
Is it Y-U-N-G or Y-O-U-N-G?
What the regular spell.
Okay. So comment Young G down in
Young
the
G.
comments. Good God, we are off to a
Wow.
flying start. Bro, in the great, big, beautiful 2025, that is crazy.
Hey, listen, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine, I suppose, yeah.
We started off with that.
So, as far as looking towards the future, in a few weeks, we'll reach the halfway point of the season and we'll do our mid-season awards. So, be on the lookout for that. We'll kind of just keep an eye out for any trades and any other stuff that goes down. We'll plan shit out. If you guys did enjoy today's episode, be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Let's get to 5K by our 1 year anniversary. You have about, I don't know, like 3.5 months for us to get there, which I think is very doable. We've done it before.
Yeah.
And let's just see if we can keep this thing growing. 5K, we'll make the Discord server. I'm going to start making the bare bones of it. I want this to be perfect,
Let's do it.
Love that.
essentially.
Love it.
Obviously, if you're on Spotify audio platforms, give us 5 stars, everything. I'm still trying to figure out Apple Podcasts, so just be patient with that.
Ooh.
Follow our socials at Floor Spacer Pod on the usual suspects. Follow our personal ones, which are linked down below here. Get you to 1 million Instagram followers
Yes.
now, I guess. And yeah, lads, do you have anything to say as we kind of kick off this brand new year?
Listen, just happy new year. Live it to the best. Another year of life and another year of us.
Yes, sir. We got big plans for 2025. Anything from you, Gio?
What he said.
Exactly. I made a few words, but few impactful words. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the episode. We hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. Have a happy and healthy new year, and we'll see you all next week in episode 39. Peace out.